October. It means a little something different in 2020, but it's never a bad place to be. Tonight, a pair of unbeaten square off in a game that may decide the district title. Two of the top 10 teams in North Texas, the 3-0 Carter Cowboys and the 3-0 Wilmer-Hutchins Eagles, in a battle for first place in District 8 4A Division I. Next on Friday Night Football. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to South Dallas. Mike Leslie here with you as always, joined again this week by former TCU and LSU wide receiver John Diar's, socially distanced as always, but here to bring you another good week of high school football on Friday Night Football, and this is a good one tonight, John. Yeah. Two of the best teams in the 4A level, certainly here in North Texas. The DMN ranks these two teams number 5 and number 7, Carter and Hutch respectively, in 4A in North Texas. And tonight, whoever walks off this field with a win is in first place in district play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the test of the district. A lot of people believe whoever wins this game tonight will probably end up winning the district this year. So there'll be a lot of hard-fought football played tonight. Some great leaderships on both sides of the ball. I know a little bit about Dallas Carter from the old days back in the 90s. And Wilmer-Hutchins just has a traditional program. They have done a lot of winning, and they've established a great program over there. So tonight will be a great night of football, Mike.
Carter comes in off an impressive win, 25-21 against maybe the third best team in this district in Lincoln last week. And they've got a kid that plays quarterback that can do a lot of things for them in Case Williams.
Yeah, Mike, Case Williams. I mean, 3-year starter. He's combined for 12 touchdowns this year, 9 passing, 3 rushing. Coach Gilbert believes he has superb leadership skills. He's by far one of the best football players on their team, and they like to lean on him a lot. He has a couple of looks right now from Stephen F. Austin and Abilene Christian. And Mike, I mean, he's efficient in the passing game. He hasn't thrown not one interception this year. So this kid knows what to do with the ball.
These two teams last year played into overtime, a 19-13 win for Wilmer-Hutchins. They've won 5 of 6 in this matchup, but 3 of those 6 games have gone to overtime. So these two teams are used to playing close, hard-fought football games, and we're expecting the same tonight. Hutch comes in 3-0 on the year technically, but they've only played 2 games. One of those wins by forfeiture, and they've only got 6 regular season games, both of these two teams this year, so losing one hurts as it relates to preparing for the postseason. But Wilmer-Hutchins has got a lot of talent, and Billy Monroe III on both sides of the ball can get the job done.
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, Monroe can do it all. He's done it all on both offense and defense. Last year, he was the first-team all-district, so this kid can do it on both sides of the field. And so this year, he's averaged about 8 yards per carry. So, I mean, he's a walking first down in my mind, Mike. And, I mean, he's one of the smartest football players they ever had. According to Coach Barnett, he has the first one in, last one out mentality. So, again, another superb leader for this Eagle football team. So, tonight, I mean, it's going to be leader against leader. Who can pull it out? Who's going to fight it out?
And Billy Monroe tonight wearing the number 44, usually wears number 3, but tonight they are honoring the late Ricky Dixon, the greatest player in the history of Wilmer-Hutchins Eagles football. He passed away back in August due to ALS. We'll talk more about that over the course of tonight, but Billy Monroe wearing the number 44 for a very special reason this evening. Let's get to our starters for tonight's game. First for the visiting Carter Cowboys. We mentioned Case Williams already. Javon Jackson in the backfield with him. Red Moomin Walker, his main target on the outside, already with 4 touchdowns on the year. Defensively for the Carter Cowboys, a lot of talent on that side of the ball as well, led by Davion Maston, their big defensive tackle. They've got Jacoby Carthen back at linebacker this week, so you'll see him on the field quite a bit as well, number 32. Offensively for Hutch, Andre Henderson, their starting quarterback, taking over this year in that role. Still kind of raw, still learning the position to an extent, but a lot of athleticism and a lot of ability. Jalen Moore on the outside, big-time talent. Last year caught 27 passes, 13 of them went for touchdowns. He is 6 points waiting to happen. For Wilmer-Hutchins on the defensive side of the ball, Jarvis Turner, a big piece for them in the middle of the field at that nose tackle position. DeMondre Williams, the kid to watch though on this side of the ball, had 29 tackles last week against North Dallas. You don't see that kind of stat line often. Number 5 is a football player. Head coaches tonight for Carter in his first year coming over from Lancaster, where he was offensive coordinator last year. In his first year, Spencer Gilbert, 3-0 to start off his career with the Cowboys. And for Wilmer-Hutchins, Elzie Barnett in his 10th year, 52-48 in that span. This one may just decide your district champ in 8-4A Division I. Carter and Wilmer-Hutchins. Kickoff is next on Friday Night Football. 22. Deep ball from Towns for Jaden Chambers. Behind the defense. Nice move into the end zone.
Wow!
Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA YouTube channel. Every Friday night, all season. And a lightning strike from Darian Peace. Next up, upset-minded Mesquite Poteet heads to South Oak Cliff to try to unseat the favorites in District 65A D2. Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA Digital Network from Wilmer-Hutchins Eagles Stadium in South Dallas, as Hutch hosts the Carter Cowboys in a district showdown. Mike Leslie and John Diarse live with you high above Eagles Stadium. Coin toss in the books. The Carter Cowboys won the toss as their captain, Case Williams, their starting quarterback, made his way out on the field. Andre Henderson, the captain on field for the Hutch Eagles tonight. Carter won the toss and deferred. Hutch football to start the football game. Carter will get the ball at the half. And we are ready to roll from South Dallas, John. Two good football teams, two teams that know each other very well. This isn't quite, the Oak Cliff Super Bowl. This isn't Carter Kimball, but it's not too far off. These two teams are very, very evenly matched. 6 times they've played in the last 6 years. 3 of those games have gone to overtime. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a great night of football tonight, Mike, out in this October weather in the fall. But as you said, it will be a great night of football tonight. These two football teams are not strangers to each other. They both have magnificent leaders on both sides of the field tonight. So it's going to be exciting to see who can pull it out. And like you said, I mean, we might have an overtime game tonight, Mike. Hey. I mean, who knows? I mean, but both of these teams have been ready to play. They were out bouncing around earlier today, and these guys are ready to play some ball tonight, Mike. 53 degrees. We had a touch of fall last week on Friday Night Football in Aledo. We got the whole bit tonight here in South Dallas. It is chilly. We're fortunate that there's no rain to speak of, but fall has arrived for sure here in North Texas, and we've got it tonight as Hutch and Carter square off. Carter, number 5 in North Texas, according to the DMN in the 4A ranks. Hutch, number 7 in the area in 4A. Very evenly matched and ready to go from Eagle Stadium. Carter to kick it away, a low line drive kick fielded by the up back. That's an awful lot of running room right up the middle for Billy Monroe. And he brings it out with very good field position to start here, John, for the Hutch Eagles. All the way out to, where are they going to put it, the 43-yard line. Absolutely. Great return right there by Billy Monroe. And, I mean, he is, their ultra-competitive kid. I mean, he can do it all on both sides of the field, and he knows what to do when the ball's in his hands, Mike. And so right there, I mean, just getting as many yards as he can and giving his offense a great starting point. To get this first offensive possession off the ground and getting everything going. So, great job by Billy Monroe. Tack on 5 more yards on top of the Billy Monroe return, thanks to Carter being offside on the kickoff. So they will start at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for Andre Henderson and the Hutch Eagles offense. Henderson and Monroe in the backfield, and Monroe will take the handoff on the first play of the game. Well defended. Ball came out at the end. They're going to say that play was long since over, as Janari Hyder came through and made the tackle. Henderson and Monroe in the backfield, along with Kendall Washington, their halfback. Aaron Morgan and Jalen Moore, their 2 wide receivers. Elsie Barnett III, the coach's son, their starting tight end. And left to right across the offensive line, Alfredo Cruz, Alex Covarrubias, Christian Salazar, Reginald Reddick, and Javante Edmond. 2nd down and 11 after the loss of a yard by Monroe on the first play. They'll give it to him once again, and again, nowhere to go. Carter's front 4 doing a real nice job to create pressure in the backfield, and it's a loss once again. It'll be 3rd down and long. Octavius Robertson, Davion Maston, Jaden Cooks, Kobe Rivers, their 4 down linemen doing good work inside. Jacoby Carthen back and starting tonight for the Carter Cowboys in the linebacking core, along with Janari Hyder, Terrence Warner, and Kyrie Corbin, the 2 cornerbacks. Jaquavian Vincent, Jordan Walker, and Marquise Valentine, the 3 safeties. 3rd and long, they set up the screen, and it's dropped. They tried to set up Billy Monroe. He had blockers and room, John, and they just couldn't squeeze it.
Absolutely. I mean, he had all day to run, nothing but green grass in front of him. But as you know, the start of this game, I mean, guys got to kind of get that first drive jitters out a little bit. Just kind of got to get through the mistakes here early. But, I mean, right there, I mean, I think he could have easily, gained 20, 30 yards untouched. As they caught up a great play right there, but just couldn't hold on to it there, Mike.
High snap on the punt. It's over his head. Back on top of it, but nowhere to go. And a big play for the Carter special teams as it goes over the head of Aaron Morgan. He's not able to get the punt off, and Carter's going to start 1st and 10 at the 26 in Eagle territory.
I mean, big play right there. Big play by the Carter defense to come up huge right there. I mean, you can't have a mistake like that on your special teams, giving a high snap to the punter, and a lot of times those guys are kind of rattled because they have their system, their rhythm of how they like to do things. So a great starting position right here for Carter inside their own 30.
So here comes Case Williams at a shotgun from the 26 in the opponent's territory. Handoff to Javon Jackson, and nowhere to go for him. Well defended, as coming through for the tackle is DeMondre Williams. Had 29 tackles a week ago, so probably the first of many times we'll be calling his name this evening. Williams and Jackson in the backfield for Carter to start. Red Moomin Walker, Brandon Jones, and DeTarian Borens, their 3 starting wide receivers. 2nd down and 12 after the loss of 2, and Case Williams is going to keep it himself around the right edge. Flag on the play in the vicinity of holding. You imagine this may come back. Eddie Watson, Raylan Jones, Jalen Shields, Christopher Johnson, Solomon Haley, the 5 offensive linemen for Carter left to right, and Jonathan Clark, their starting tight end. We'll check the flag from our officiating crew. Our referee tonight, Joe Greer. He is mic'd up tonight, but not coming through at the moment, it appears, here in Eagle Stadium. There it is. It is indeed a hold against the Carter offense, and that'll make it 2nd down and forever. Defensively for Wilmer-Hutchins, their starters, David Banya-Makiza, their starting strong tackle, Jarvis Turner and Elsie Barnett, the other 2 on the defensive line. Kendall Washington, DeMondre Williams, and Billy Monroe III, the 3 linebackers. Jakiri Moore, and Emmanuel Morgan, Cardell Dorsey, Alex Jones, and Jamone Sims, their 5 defensive backs. 2nd down and a mile. They throw it on the right side, complete, and an awful lot of room here as Brandon Jones getting close to 1st down yardage. He'll be a hair shy, but a nice play here from Carter to get out of the hole a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the famous RPO option play right there. I mean, run pass option, and just a great job of putting that ball on point by Case Williams. I mean, this guy is very accurate with the ball. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, Mike. He has not thrown an interception this year, so he knows what ball security is, but that is a great job of picking up a lot of ground from that penalty. On 1st down. 3rd
and 2, and Williams is going to keep it himself up the middle. Case Williams to pay dirt. Touchdown, Carter.
Showing a little speed right there, Mike. I mean, empty in the backfield and just running a good old QB draw, getting out there right through the middle of the field. And, I mean, just showing all type of speed and power to get into the end zone. I mean, this kid is definitely a dangerous athlete in the backfield, Mike, as he can throw and run. And right there, I mean, he showed his ability to get into the end zone.
So Carter turns the miscue on special teams from Hutch into a 19-yard Case Williams touchdown run. and they've got the early 6-0 lead. Now a little swinging gate on the PAT. Snap high for Williams. He's able to corral it, but can he make something happen? Fires end zone, and they complete it. On the receiving end for Carter, it appears to be Red Moomin Walker. It is indeed, and it's 8-0 in favor of Carter. A little discombobulation, but they make it work for him.
I mean, that's absolute improvising right there, Mike. You get a high snap, and you finally get it. I mean, you turn into an athlete immediately trying to find your guy. And that's just a great job, again, by Case Williams of being smart with the football. And I mean, he could easily, try to run it in himself, but, drawing that defense up and dumping it over their head, I mean, that's just some great football IQ right there.
So Carter off to a fantastic start, capitalizing on the miscue on the punt snap. The Hutch long snapper, Christian Salazar, sent it just a little bit high for Aaron Morgan. He leapt to try and make the catch, but couldn't quite squeeze it, and he couldn't get the punt off as a result. Sets up Carter 1st and 10 at the 26 in Hutch territory. And a few plays later, they go in and take advantage of it with the touchdown. And credit to Carter as well, because they had 2nd down in forever.
Yeah.
And they were able to convert on that. The nice pass from Williams to Brandon Jones to make 3rd down manageable. And then Williams from 19 yards out into the end zone. So Carter to kick it away. A short kick here. Bounces at the 30. Fielded on the run. And an awful lot of space here up the left side. And down into Carter territory is Wilmer-Hutchins Roderick Tolbert. So for the 2nd straight possession, Hutch is going to start with great field position. We'll see if they can do more with it this time around. They did nothing but go backward on their first offensive possession.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, starting on the other side of the 50 is a coach's dream if you're on offense to start inside the opponent's 45. And so the Eagles have a great opportunity right here to put points up on the board to kind of make up for that miscommunication on their last 4th down play.
So on 1st and 10, it's Henderson around the near side. Give him 5. Just over 400 of you watching with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Friday Night Football. Mike Leslie and John Diar's here with you from Eagle Stadium. Clay Marshall, our director tonight. Our photographer, Jason Edwards. Digital coordinator back home is Nick Blackhall. Technical director of Friday Night Football is Don Hazen. And our executive producer is Sean Hamilton. Little bobble here on the handoff, and as a result, down goes Billy Monroe deep in the backfield. Just some miscommunication here and not able to squeeze the handoff, at least not initially.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that kind of slowed down Monroe's forward momentum. But that's a great job by the Dallas Carter defense of just pursuing to the ball. They've been doing that a lot here in the first 2 series of just everybody getting all 11 white jerseys around the ball. And so I imagine that they'll try to continue that throughout the night, but trying to slow down Monroe as he is a force in the backfield.
I'm surprised there's no flag on the play. It was clearly offside. Free play, though, up the middle. The completion and a lot of running room. Breaking tackles. Into the end zone goes Denajay Punch. What a play from Hutch on what looked to be a free play. I didn't see a flag on the field. It looks like they did indeed eventually throw a flag. But some ad-libbing here from Andre Henderson finds Denajay Punch. And he breaks at least 2 tackles on his way in and made a few more guys miss too, John.
Absolutely. I mean, right there again, when you just stay wide open in the middle of the field, the only thing that you're thinking in your mind as a receiver is to score. And that's just a great job by Punch right there of just, making a couple of nice moves of cutting back on some defenders and finding his way into the end zone. Great job by the Eagles on this series.
So Hutch will kick the PAT, and it's up and through. The scoreboard should read 8-7. For some reason, the 2-point conversion was taken off the board by the scoreboard operator here in-house. We'll have to check on that. I'm not entirely sure why, but I believe that's just operator error, and you'll see the 8 return here momentarily. It's also not 6-1. We are plugged into the back of the scoreboard that is run here in-house at Eagle Stadium, and they're having some technical difficulties at the moment, but we'll get that punched up in a moment. But first and foremost, got to talk about the play that Henderson made there, and a nice play on the back end by Denajay Punch, breaking tackles and getting into the end zone.
Yeah, just doing a little ad-libbing right there. I mean, I assumed, Mike, I mean, they were trying to get a hard count. And as we did mention, we thought we saw a guy jump off sides there on defense. But, again, Henderson just finding his man Punch down the middle of the field and then Punch doing the rest of the work. I mean, again, when you're that wide open, Mike, as a receiver, your only job and your only thought is to get into the end zone. And Punch wasted no time of putting points up on the board for his team right there. So great job by Henderson and Punch of working together and getting their team back into this football game.
Now our scoreboard's back up and operational. 8-7 in favor of Carter, and now they get the football back and returning it outside the 25-yard line. And that's where we'll see once again Case Williams and the Cowboy offense. Brandon Williams on the kickoff return there. So a quick start for both of these two teams. Yeah. We're not 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this football game, and both teams have found pay dirt. 8-7 in favor of the Carter Cowboys. And now with their second possession of the day, this time starting from their own territory at their own 26-yard line, firing near side, and that ball is dropped. Brandon Jones open on the hitch and flat dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, just a little excited, trying to get down the field, and right there, you hear a receiver coach teach all the time, hey, we got to catch it with your eyes. You got to catch it with your eyes to secure that you have the catch before you get anywhere. And so, Brandon Jones just kind of had a little extra gas in his tank and was trying to get out of there. But here we are on second down, and he's going to try to make up for that drop.
And Williams taken down in the backfield. He was down before that ball came out, but good pursuit from the Hutch defensive front.
I mean, just flying through on a blitz right there, untouched. There's definitely something you don't want to see. And, could have been a bad play right there for Case. I mean, just kind of came down a little wrong. But, I mean, that is DeMondre Williams on that big tackle right there on second down. They call him Money because he's a sure tackler. Coach calls him Money. So that's a great job by Money of flying through the line of scrimmage and making that play.
And now over the head of Williams into the end zone. Ball still loose. Touchdown. Well, no, it's still loose on the ground. And finally, Hutch gets on top of it. Snaps have been an issue early on in this football game. And Hutch takes advantage, recovering the football in the end zone is Kendall Washington, the senior. And Hutch takes the lead.
Mike, right here, I'm not sure what Case Williams was thinking about. I almost would assume that he was going to kick it out of the end zone.
You just fall on the football
or
there.
Fall on it or something, and at least give him 2 points. But instead, that's a great job of the Eagles' defense of pursuing to the ball, and making a turnover, a touchdown right here. That's huge. Great job by Kendall Washington right there of jumping on that ball.
Extra point is up and through, and it's 14-8 Hutch. The Eagles scoring 14 points in 24 seconds. The snap over the head of Williams, and I'm sorry, Yao Ming is not catching that snap. That was way too high for Case Williams, and that was obviously problem number one. But yes, absolutely, Case Williams, just fall on the football. Yeah. Take your lumps, deal with the safety, give him 2 points instead of 7.
Yeah, just kind of caught off guard right there, Mike. I mean, wasn't really sure where the defense was, didn't know if he had time or not. But, I mean, again, just a great job by that Eagle defense of just pursuing. I mean, great job right there. I mean, you got – defensive end just dragging Case out of the end zone, so great job by him, and then the rest of the defense just pursuing to the ball. So that's a great job by those guys of just playing football. Like you mentioned, though, Mike, I mean, the snaps have definitely been a problem. I'm not sure if it's the wind down there on the field or not, but the snaps have definitely been a problem for both sides of the ball. So we would like to hope that, throughout the rest of the game, these guys will kind of figure out that thing. Maybe you'll see the quarterbacks or the punters, take another step or two back just to ensure that they get the snap.
I got to imagine to a certain extent, too, with it being really the first cold night of the year, the center's hands are pretty cold right now. They're just not used to that environment, and it's led to some trouble for both teams early on in this football game. Kickoff return out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Again, it's Williams on the return, so back comes the Carter offense, now trying to make up for the error that gave Hutch their first lead of this football game.
Yeah, Mike, these two teams are wasting no time to put points up on the board. I mean, we're not even, halfway through the first, and, I mean, it's at least 22 points accounted for, so they are wasting no time to put points up on the board.
Last year in this matchup, 32 points in the whole game, and it took overtime to even get that high. Tonight, 22 points in the first not even 5 full minutes. This play went nowhere. Handoff went to Edward Robinson. Both defensive lines are creating push into the backfield. The O-lines have not been able to do much thus far.
Absolutely. It's like you mentioned. I mean, it's the first cold night of October, and so guys are having to adjust, kind of get used to the elements, and so that can definitely play a factor in how some guys play.
2nd and 13, pass over the middle, tipped on its way there. Getting a hand on it. May have been Williams once again. And now 3rd down and 13 for Case Williams and company.
Big 3rd down right here, Mike. They have to get to the sticks to give themselves an opportunity to continue this drive and try not to get down too early in this game.
Swinging out on the right-hand side for Jones. Makes the first man miss. Got close to first down yardage, but not quite enough for the junior wide receiver. And it will be 4th down and about 3.
Right there, just trying to quick screen to kind of catch the defense off guard. I mean, he's, maybe, 3 or 4 steps away from a first down. But, again, just a great job of the Eagle defense pursuing to the football and trying to get as many bodies around the ball as possible. And so great job of getting off the field and getting the ball back for their offense.
This time the snap is on target. High end-over-end punt that's not going to go very far and backtracks. You might as well have gone for it there. That's going to go down as a 10-yard punt. And it's 1st and 10 Hutch in Carter territory.
Yeah, not the punch you wanted exactly, Mike. And like you mentioned, I mean, for it to go that short, I mean, you would have almost liked to go for it there. But, again, just these teams are having to get used to the change of elements. I mean, earlier this week it was at least 85 degrees out. I know I was sweating on one of my workouts. And then tonight, I mean, everybody's bundled up in jackets and hoodies and hats. And so a lot of guys are just kind of having to get used to the quick element change here and just trying to get adjusted tonight, Mike.
So 1st and 10 for the Hutch Eagles at the 47 in Carter territory. And Hutch trying to capitalize on an early opportunity here. Now a timeout called as LZ Barnett was 10 yards out on the field, out by the numbers, run into the linesman to call timeout. He didn't like something that he saw, and they'll reconsider here before 1st and 10. 7th meeting in 7 years between these two teams. Hutch has won 5 of the 6. Hutch, I guess you could say, became a school in 2011. They didn't play until 2014 after that, but 5 of the last 6 times that these two teams have played, the Eagles have come out victorious.
Yeah, I mean, and like we mentioned before the game, Mike, I mean, they just kind of created a program, and their program is based on winning and doing things the right way. And these guys have just done a great job of following the leadership of Coach Barnett and, reestablishing the school, reestablishing the excitement in the community with this football team. And they've just kind of brought life back to this team.
Henderson on 1st and 10, firing downfield, has a man behind the defense. Did he squeeze it? Yes, he did. Nice catch downfield for the Hutch Eagles. It's Aaron Morgan on the receiving end. I beg your pardon, it's 11, not 14. Corey Ivy with the reception. And it's 1st and 10 right at the 21-yard line.
Just a good old play action call right there, trying to catch the defense off guard on 1st down. And that's a great job of finding his man down the field right there for a big pickup on 1st down.
Now the handoff goes to Monroe. Flag behind the play. Monroe, we mentioned it off the top, playing with the number 44 on his back tonight. Ordinarily wears number 3. As we check the flag here from our referee, Joe Greer, I believe it's going to be another hold. And indeed it is. Monroe wearing the number 44 tonight in honor of the late Ricky Dixon. Dixon, the best player in the history of the Hutch Eagles program. Had success certainly here at Wilmer-Hutchins, no doubt, but then went on to an All-American career at Oklahoma, played in 4 Orange Bowls in all 4 of his years, won the 1984 National Championship with the Sooners, was eventually named a College Football Hall of Famer, had just a fantastic career, then went to the pros, was drafted by the Bengals, also played with the Raiders. In 2013, though, diagnosed with ALS as Henderson is chased from behind, fires over the middle, nice throw on the run, and he completes it. That is Aaron Morgan on the receiving end. This is a really nice play from Henderson.
I mean, great job right there, just keeping his eyes downfield, and that's one thing that we've noticed over the weeks, Mike. These quarterbacks are starting to kind of develop as they, get older in their years. With Henderson just now taking over the reins in his senior year, but just a great job of keeping his eyes downfield and threading the needle right there through coverage for a huge play on first down.
Sets up 2nd down and 1, so they earn back all the penalty yardage and then some. Handoff up the middle, ball's on the deck, and it's recovered by Carter. Hanging on to the football tonight has not been easy to do. Another big turnover. Pouncing on it for the Cowboys is Jordan Walker. And the momentum swings in this football game have been something else.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I've seen this many turnovers in one quarter before, Mike, of all my years of playing ball, but just a great job right there punching the ball out. I don't know if the running back had any idea, Nathaniel Wright, I don't know if he had any idea that the defender was there waiting on him on that spin move right there, but just a great job of creating a turnover.
So Carter takes over. It's going to be Williams to keep it himself on the read option and gets maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. To finish the story on Ricky Dixon, because we'd certainly need to make sure to give him his due tonight. This night is all about him here at Hutch. This is a guy who was drafted by the Bengals, played with the Raiders for a couple of years as well, but diagnosed in 2013 with ALS and battled that for basically 7 years, passed away back in early August. And tonight they are honoring him, his legacy, his career certainly with Hutch and beyond. And as a result, instead of wearing his normal number 3, Billy Monroe wearing number 44, the senior captain, basically their best football player, a major honor to have the 44 on his back. It's a number that is retired here at Hutch. They, just for tonight, unretired that number specially to honor Ricky Dixon and have Billy Monroe wear that number. So a big honor bestowed upon the senior running back and linebacker. Nice play here by Case Williams, getting close to first down yardage on 3rd and 5. It's going to depend on the spot whether they move the sticks. Looks like it's going to be just a hair short. But a really nice job by Elsie Barnett and the coaching staff here at Wilmer-Hutchins, the school as a whole, to pay tribute. They do indeed move the sticks. They say it was just enough for a first down to pay tribute to Ricky Dixon and all that he means to this organization, to this program.
Absolutely. I mean, for a guy to come out of a program and do as much as he did in his playing days, I mean, you got to always honor that, Mike. And that doesn't matter whether it's on the football field or in any other arena of sports. I mean, for someone to accomplish that much, he definitely deserves his recognition far after his time has passed. So, again, just a great job of Coach Barnett and this community of just shedding light on a phenomenal player that they've had come through this program.
False start on Carter will turn it into 1st and 15 here. 2:55 to play, first quarter. Mike Leslie and John Diar's here with you on Friday Night Football on the WFA Digital Network, YouTube Live, our platform here in 2020. Williams fakes the handoff, now takes it himself. This kid has got some scoots, and he's got the first down once again. Case Williams backing his way across the first down line.
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, Case is getting it done tonight. I mean, I believe right there it was supposed to be one of those run-pass option plays, but, I mean, Case saw a wide-open lane there in the middle of the line of scrimmage and just took it to gain himself another first down. So great job by Case Williams of leading his offense on this drive.
Now the handoff goes to Jackson around the right edge. He's got running room again, steps through a tackle across midfield, and breaks another tackle inside the 40. Devon Jackson with a convoy down inside the 25.
Huge play right here, Mike. Absolutely huge play, and it could be coming back for a holding call, but a great job of Jackson right here making a man miss and getting down the sideline. But all of that great run may just be coming back a bit as we have a holding call.
It is indeed a hold against the Carter Cowboys. That's a backbreaker for a football team. You have a big play like that, a big energy moment to kind of, after what has been a little bit of a difficult start to this football game for Carter with some of the miscues that they've had that have led directly to points for Hutch. That was a big moment that you can kind of build on if you're head coach Spencer Gilbert. Instead, it comes all the way back and sets up 1st down and 20 back at the 25-yard line. Just shy of 600 of you watching with us right now on the YouTube channel, WFA YouTube channel. Please let us know in the comments where you're watching from, who you're tuning in to see, who your favorite player is on these two teams. As the pass goes on the right side in the hands of Brandon Jones, picks up a couple. Please let us know where you're watching from in particular. We've seen people watching from all over the country. We have a lot of times that we'll see grandparents, aunts, and uncles that are watching from far afield, watching from California, New York, Florida, Georgia, anywhere. Take your pick. Iowa. We've even seen people watching from overseas, or at least they claim as much that they're watching from overseas. We never know. We don't bother to check the IP address and see if they're being truthful, but Williams rolling to the right, firing downfield. I believe that was caught in bounds. Yes, it was. They'll run the clock as well as making the catch is Brandon Williams, and that'll make 3rd down a little more manageable here.
Absolutely. Great job right there of Brandon Williams of working back to the ball on the scramble drill right there. Case kind of got in trouble in the pocket, and, Williams saw him looking for a receiver, and so he broke back towards Case Williams there to give himself a huge catch. And that's something that you will see Brandon Williams do from time to time, go from backfield to the receiver. So great job by that young man.
3rd and 6 and nowhere to go. Good pursuit once again from this Hutch defense. The penetration from their front four has been a big story here early for really both teams' front four.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are controlling the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And, again, I think it's a lot of it has to do with, guys kind of settling into the ball game here early as we're, inching up on the last 30 seconds of the first quarter, which has been exciting, by the way, Mike, to see the lead change several times. But, again, just guys having to get used to the element change here and kind of getting themselves in the right frame of mind to play out this ball game.
So 4th down and 7, and Carter will have to punt it away. A conversation here between our officials prior to that punt. And it looks like the flag is going to go against Carter. Carter had 12 men on the field, so 4th and 7 becomes 4th and a dozen. So chunk 5 yards off of this punt as a result. Bankroll says he's watching from Dallas. Alex Gaming says he's watching from Canada. Mark Urbina from Duncanville. Porsche Hyder says they're watching from Dallas, watching Janari Hyder. I wonder if I imagine some relation there. Let us know. And that ball bounces off a Hutch player and is picked up by Carter. And off to the races goes Carter with a convoy up the right sideline. Touchdown Cowboys off the muffed punt. Returned for the touchdown for Carter. Samaje Maston with the recovery and run back. This has been a wacky start to a football game. What a first quarter we have seen.
Absolutely right here. I mean, short kick. And I could hear the returner calling Peter, and the ball just kind of caught Eagle defender just kind of off guard there, and just kind of bounced off his thigh. But great job of being aware by the Cowboys right there of getting on that ball and taking it right onto the end zone for 6.
Perhaps I'm remembering this wrong. I thought you couldn't return a muffed punt. Case Williams throws into the end zone off the hands of a lineman. I'm not sure if he was an eligible player or not, depending on they had a goofy setup, and they do throw the flag. There probably is an eligible man downfield, as I believe that was the center that snapped the football that he tried to throw it to.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of popped up and told me, no, Case, you can't throw it to me. I'm not eligible.
I'm inclined to kind of double check this. I didn't think you could advance a muffed punt.
It's been so many rule changes, Mike. I mean, I'm not even sure myself, so I'm interested to see.
Fair enough. But, yeah, from what I'm seeing here, I'm not sure if that was because the UIL rule book follows the same rules as NCAA football. If a muffed punt occurs, the punting team can recover the ball, of course, and regain possession, but you're not allowed to advance that ball. So that should have been Carter football 1st and 10,
for sure.
But it should have been Carter football right at the point that Samaje Maston picked up the football.
Wow.
So, somebody in the comments, feel free to double check my work on that, but I'm pretty sure that shouldn't have gone down as a touchdown.
Cowboys may have gotten away with one right there.
Because, in order to be a fumble that is returnable, the receiving team must physically possess the ball and then fumble it. Then that's free game. You can return that ball. You can do whatever you want to with it. But on a muffed punt where it just bounces off the returning team, that ball should have been dead at the point that Samaje Maston picked it up. Big hit on the kickoff return here. Laying the wood to the returnman is Marquise Valentine from Carter. That was a big hit. There's still 10 seconds left in the first quarter of this football game.
And we already tied. And just like we mentioned before, Mike, at the beginning of the game, these teams are no strangers to each other. So a lot of these guys know each other, been playing against each other for a while now. And, I mean, we couldn't expect anything less than the excitement that we've had in this first quarter. And I believe it's only going to get better.
So back comes Hutch, 1st and 10, what may be the final play of the quarter. Deep ball up the right sideline, way too deep for Aaron Morgan, but there's a flag on the play. Portia Hyder in the comments, very clearly a Carter fan. As she mentioned, she's, I apologize, I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman, Portia, and feel free to correct me on that, but as they mentioned, cheering for Janari Hyder, the linebacker from Carter, very clearly a Carter fan. And here I am talking about how it should have been a touchdown, and the comment is merely, shut up, it's a touchdown.
Oh, man, you got to love him. Got to love him.
Penalty against Carter will walk it into Cowboy territory as the pass interference goes against the Carter corner, Charles Washington. 4 seconds to play here in the first quarter, and the handoff goes up the middle for Monroe. A pickup of 2. And that is how a wacky first quarter will come to an end. 14 all after 1. We'll be back on Friday Night Football. Down 22, deep ball from Towns for Jaden Chambers, behind the defense. Nice move into the end zone.
Wow!
Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA YouTube channel. Every Friday night, all season. And a lightning strike from Darian Peace. Next up, upset-minded Mesquite Poteet heads to South Oak Cliff to try to unseat the favorites in District 65A D2. Firing it over the middle, a nice catch and leaping over the defender. What a play here by Jalen Moore. And he's down inside the 20-yard line.
Mike, I mean, I'm not sure I've seen that too many times from a receiver to catch the ball, take 2 steps and hurdle a guy, run over 2 more defenders and fight for 3 yards. I mean, that's the reason why he's one of Henderson's main targets. I mean, he's a talented guy. He has 7 or 8 Division I offers, and I mean, he definitely showed it right there. This kid is definitely athletic.
Penalty will go against the defense. So tack that onto the end of the play, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Hutch. Perhaps even 1st and goal, depending on where they spot this. It will be just inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal Hutch. after the big play by Jalen Moore and the penalty afterward as well. So here's Henderson at a shotgun, looking near side. End zone for Moore. Well defended and knocked away.
Great job right there by the DB of just playing through his hands. That's one thing that you'll hear a DB coach say to his guys in the film room is, hey, when you can't see the ball, play through the receiver's hands. I mean, because the ball is going to be guaranteed to thrown to him. So just play through his hands and you'll make the play. So a great job right there of defending what could have been a touchdown right there to Jalen Moore. So great job by this Cowboys defense of holding up on their first down.
Jordan Walker on the play. Now here the handoff goes up the middle. Nice cut to the inside. Touchdown. Billy Monroe. Jump cut to the inside to pay dirt, and Hutch takes the lead back.
Great job. Great vision right there. Great jump cut. So sudden right there to get into the end zone. I mean, just exposing why he's one of the best football players on his team, Mike. He is the first one in, last one out, as Coach Barnett alluded to us earlier this week. So great job by that young man of taking the lead right there for his team.
Extra point is up and through, and it's 21-14 in favor of Wilmer-Hutchins. What a run from Billy Monroe. And you mentioned what Coach Barnett told us about him earlier this week. He said he's the ideal football player. He said if I had a team full of Billy Monroes, I'd really be cooking with grease. What a beautiful cut there from Monroe, leaving the defender in his dust, and it's 21-14, Wilmer-Hutchins. "35 points on the board in 12 minutes and 43 seconds worth of action. It has been quite the start to this football game.
A lot of back and forth, Mike. I mean, these teams are figuring out how to score, whether it's on special teams with, muff punts, or whether it's a snap over the head, or for a defensive touchdown. These teams are figuring out ways to score here tonight, Mike.
Kickoff from Hutch. Fielded at the 21-yard line. Spun down at the 29 as Detarian Bourne's the Carter wide receiver. And that's where the Cowboys will restart. 7th meeting in 7 years between these two teams. Hutch has won 5 of the last 6. A 19-13 win last year in overtime. 38-27 and a good one back in 2018. Last time Carter won in this matchup was 2017. Won 45-23. In fact, blew them out. They led 31-0 in the third quarter of that football game. But Hutch won each of the 3 meetings prior to that as well. 31-7 in 2016, 25-17 in triple overtime back in 2015. And they won 27-21 in overtime in 2014. So 3 of these last 6 meetings have gone beyond regulation. And tonight certainly seems to be shaping up in at least something resembling that direction, with as back and forth and as tightly contested as this has been through the first quarter and 52 seconds. After the incompletion on 1st and 10, it's Williams in shotgun. And again, penetration in the backfield from the Hutch defensive front. And it's DeMondre Williams again on the tackle.
I mean, even big Michael Wooten right there for the Eagles is just getting into the backfield and just creating a big disruption. Yeah. I'm not sure how many guys it's going to take to block him, but he is a big force up front right there, Mike, creating some great penetration.
The senior, 6'5", 310 pounds. Good luck blocking him. 3rd down and a dozen now. Williams over the middle, has a man, but just a bit off target. He had Edward Robinson streaking up the seam, and if he connects with him, he may still be running.
Absolutely, going untouched. I mean, he had a great release off the line of scrimmage right there to beat the defender, but just the pass just a bit too low. But Case, in Case's defense, he had a little pressure in his face, and that's from the defensive line of the Eagles to be creating pressure as they're doing and penetrating the offensive line. So these teams are getting after it tonight, Mike. They are definitely going and trading blows blow for blow.
Snap is good here. Punt, a line drive that bounces beyond the punt return team here for Hutch. Finally fielded right on the sideline by Corey Ivy, and no return. Seeing some comments on our YouTube stream from David Jones. Says, class of 91 is watching. State championship, says, let's go Eagles. Class of 91, that's a Wilmer-Hutchins alum. They won the state title in 1990, so he must have been a senior that year on that state championship team. These are two programs that have a lot of history. We talked already tonight about Ricky Dixon and how much they're honoring him tonight here within the Hutch program, with Billy Monroe III wearing his number 44 tonight in his honor. Carter certainly has history galore with their success in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Nicely defended here as the handoff went to Denaje Punch. But both these programs, John, with tons of history.
Absolutely. I mean, Dallas Carter was one of the first football teams in Texas that I ever learned about. And you could even see it from a lot of my older family members and relatives. They wanted to mimic what they saw from that Dallas Carter team back in the 90s. So they have a lot of history, like you mentioned before, Mike.
Nearly intercepted, but instead caught and held on to, slung down at the 45-yard line. Trying to get a peek on who that was. Jarvis Turner. We have not seen very much on the offensive side of the ball. As far as I'm to know, no offensive stats all season long, but a big play here from Jarvis Turner, and what was very nearly an interception. Nice job for him to catch the football in the first place. Henderson rolling right. Low throw, but a diving catch. Nice play by Aaron Morgan.
I mean, great route right here, Mike. I'm not even sure if we can catch it on the replay, but he read a great comeback route right there to the outside towards the sideline, and making a great diving catch to capitalize that huge play right there. So great job by that young man. Great route.
And another first down for Hutch as they're now into Carter territory. Already leading 21-14 and trying to add to it here. Monroe swallowed up in the backfield. Again, Carter able to create penetration in the backfield.
I mean, all night long on both sides of the ball, Mike, these defensive linemen are finding ways to get into the backfield, and even sometimes the linebackers are coming through untouched. So I'm not sure how much big runs we'll see tonight, but they've been doing a great job of penetrating the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 11. Henderson dancing in the backfield. Now let's go of it. And caught on the tip. It's Turner again. A couple of big plays from the sophomore. And it's 1st and 10 Hutch inside the 25.
Some nice extension of the play right there, Mike, to get outside the pocket. And again, keeping his eyes downfield, trying to find his man Turner. And like you alluded to, Mike, before this game, I know I don't have any stats in front of me by this young man, but I mean, 2 great catches from him and back-to-back plays. So great job, man.
Turner, we have listed, according to what Coach Barnett gave us, as their starting nose tackle, making plays out here on the offensive side of the ball. Now Henderson with the option, taking it himself, pushed forward, and taken down at the 14. That'll be close to first down yardage.
Running the good old speed option right there, getting on the edge, and Henderson just, figured, hey, I'll keep it myself this time, and pick up a huge gain on first down to make it 2nd and short. So giving themselves a great chance right here to punch one into the end zone, Mike.
Looking at some comments on the YouTube feed, Rania Patterson saying Sock will beat the brakes off both these teams. I'm not sure if that's true, but just to let you know, Rania, we've got Sock next week. South Oak Cliff and Mesquite Poteet right here on Friday Night Football. It's a quarterback sneak straight forward for Andre Henderson and enough for the first down. There you go. South Oak Cliff and Poteet right here on Friday Night Football 1 week from tonight. So that doesn't really answer your question as to whether or not Sock's better than these two teams. We'll have to figure that out at a different point. But you'll get to see Sock right here on Friday Night Football 1 week from tonight. 4.5 gone by, second quarter, 1st and 10. And now a timeout called by LZ Barnett. His second timeout of his first. I'm a little puzzled because I certainly thought.
Yeah, I think that's his second there.
Yeah,
Mike.
that is their second timeout. Our for some reason, our graphic is inversed here on our scoreboard, but that is the second Hutch timeout. Carter has all 3 remaining. Hutch is down to just 1 timeout left. So we'll try and see if we can rectify that situation. But an opportunity here for Hutch. 1st and 10 inside the red zone, already up a touchdown and trying to add to it here, John.
Yeah, absolutely. They figured out a way here, Mike, to just kind of keep that rhythm and stay ahead of the chains. It's something that we talk about week in and week out of these guys giving themselves a chance to score by staying on schedule and not having any negative yardage, whether that be penalty or bad play or whatnot. So these guys definitely have a great chance of scoring right here.
Fumbled snap, and now a fumble on the toss as they try to get it back to Monroe, and that play went nowhere. It was doomed from the start as they tried to come out of the power I, but they couldn't even get the timing down.
Yeah, I mean, just got to kind of get used to getting that ball under center. He's been in the shotgun all night long and maybe, all season. And so, that is a different type of handle for those viewing. That's a different type of handle for the quarterback to go from being in the shotgun to under center now. And it seems to be that they're going to stay in this formation and try to figure something out.
And now some trouble here on the handoff, but he does take it up the middle. I don't think the quarterback intended to actually hand that ball off. But I'll tell you what, DeMondre Williams was determined to take the football and run with it, and he did pick up a good chunk down to the 8-yard line.
Absolutely. I mean, just like we mentioned before, there have been some pretty interesting things that have been happening all night tonight, Mike, and right there, just a great job of getting ahead.
Again, out of this power formation, the toss, Monroe, first down, and tumbles inside the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
Monroe right there with the quick pitch and making a move on the defender and getting his shoulder pass down right there. And I'm convinced, Mike, if it wasn't another defender, he would have scored.
Quarterback sneak once again. Do they have enough push? Touchdown, Hutch. Andre Henderson with just enough forward momentum to break the plane, and Hutch takes a 2-score lead.
Good old quarterback sneak right there, just getting right behind your big guys up front and just telling everybody to push, and guys are getting it done. So great job right there of putting points up on the board and, again, giving themselves a chance to keep this momentum and keep this lead right here early in the ballgame.
Still some discussion on the field between the officiating crews. I'm not sure if they're discussing whether it was a touchdown or if there's a separate matter at hand right now between our officiating crew. But Joe Greer, our referee, Ricky Upshaw, the umpire this evening, Andrew Jewell, the head linesman, Kevin Knowles, the line judge, and Mike Kraft, the back judge. We'll see what Greer has to say after they've decided something here. Wow, they take the touchdown off the board.
Wow.
They say he did not break the plane. They take the touchdown off the board, and it will be 2nd down and goal from inside the 1-yard line. I'm not sure that the folks running the scoreboard here in-house even realized what the announcement just was, as it still reads 27-14. LZ Barnett talking to the officials and getting an explanation from Joe Greer, our crew chief. But take 6 points off the board, and Hutch will have to try and break the plane once again. Right at the midway point of the 2nd quarter here on Friday Night Football on a chilly evening in South Dallas. 2nd down and goal forthcoming once they finally set the football and resume play. It'll be Henderson under center. We'll see if they try and go with the quarterback sneak once again. They do. Ball went loose. Carter's jumping up and down like they think they've got the football.
Oh, wow.
Carter came out of the pile with the football. No signal yet from the officials. But that ball definitely came loose at the snap. Henderson lost it. And it's Carter ball. Wilmer-Hutchins thought they had a touchdown about 90 seconds ago. The officials huddled, decided that Henderson did not break the plane. They try to go with the quarterback sneak again to the Eagles. The snap breaks loose from his hands for Henderson, and Carter pounces on the football. It's Cowboy ball inside their own 1.
I mean, Mike, I'm not sure if we've seen stranger things here in this ball game or all season long. I mean, 90 seconds ago, you thought you had you up by 2 touchdowns, and now you're giving the ball back. At their 1.
And now a dangerous situation here for Carter, and it's going to go down as a safety. All of that, and it does end up as a positive for Hutch. Maybe not the 7 points they wanted, but sure enough, it's DeMondre Williams coming through for the tackle in the backfield. It's not 7, but Hutch gets 2.
DeMondre Monty Williams, I mean, he's electric, Mike. I mean, Coach Barnett calls him money because he's a sure tackler, and right there, I mean, he absolutely answered the bell to secure safety and as well as get the ball back to his team. And so Money coming up with the play right there and turning this ball game around here again. So like you mentioned, maybe not 7, but we'll take 2 and the ball. How about that?
This is the weirdest football game we have seen all season on Friday Night Football. A muffed punt returned for a touchdown that, if we're really being honest, shouldn't have been a touchdown. Multiple bad snaps that led to disasters for each of these 2 teams. Now that sequence, which is just bizarre, Wilmer-Hutchins thought they scored a touchdown on a quarterback sneak. Mm-hmm. Officials signaled touchdown, then gathered together to decide, you know what? He didn't quite break the plane. 2nd down and goal from way inside the 1. Fumble the snap, Carter ball, and then Carter gets tackled in the end zone for a safety. This game has gone off the rails. 23-14, Hutch with the lead here midway through the 2nd quarter, and now the Eagles will indeed get the football back. Now a flag before Carter can even kick it away. What's an on-air safe way that I can figure out how to say this? This game is not sober. Is that a safe way to say it?
We will go with that, Mike. We'll go with that one. We'll think of more at halftime, but we'll take that one for now.
This one has been wacky through the 1st quarter and a half. 23-14, Hutch with the lead, and Carter set to kick it away after the safety. Line drive, squib kick, fielded at the 40. It's going to be great field position for the Hutch Eagles. Down to the 42-yard line in Carter territory. This game has been wild.
By far, to say the least, Mike. I mean, just points being scored in all kinds of ways. I mean, we saw a safety tonight. We saw a snap over the head for a touchdown. We saw a muffed punt return for a touchdown. I mean, just so many things have happened in this first, quarter and a half. Saw a touchdown get taken away and turn into a safety and 2 points. I mean, I haven't seen it before, Mike. I honestly haven't. I've never seen a ball game start off like this, but it has definitely been exciting.
I'm seeing comments in the YouTube feed already saying, hey, we're fitting to be district champs, this, that, and the other thing. And there are definitely some Carter fans that are saying, hang on a second. There's a lot of games still to be played here. And for any of you that were there for the Oak Cliff Super Bowl, know that Carter has the ability to come from behind for sure. Nice shoestring tackle here as Monroe was trying to get the edge. That's Janari Hyder making the play.
Mike, I'm not sure if Monroe has even, gotten a sip of water. Mike, I've seen him back and forth on the field here between tackles and returning kickoffs and getting handoffs. Mike, I'm not even sure if he's, taking a second to breathe there.
Very, very important player to what they do. Henderson just ran out of room here as he came near side. I believe he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 10. Big spot here for Carter's defense. Need to make a play and get off the field, not allow Hutch to double down on the safety and create a bigger deficit here before halftime. This is a big third down here for the Carter defense.
Yeah, absolutely. This is their opportunity to at least, try to tie the ball game up or give themselves some momentum going into half. But, I mean, if you let the Eagles score right here, I mean, it could be the fate of the ball game for this team.
Henderson looking deep up the right sideline, wobbly pass, incomplete, and it will be 4th and 10. Ball at the 43-yard line. You might consider this 4-down territory. I don't know how much confidence that LZ Barnett's got with what his offense just did the first 3 plays of this possession, and it looks like he will indeed elect to punt it away.
So great job of the Cowboys to get off the field on 3rd down and give themselves a chance to score right here before the half with itching up on 3.5 minutes here in the second. So again, just a lot of back and forth, Mike, but these teams are finding ways to score.
A low snap this time, but enough for Morgan to be able to get it away. Bounces inside the 15-yard line and will fall dead at the 11, and that's where Carter will take over. So truly credit to the Carter defense there for coming up in a big spot and not allowing Wilmer-Hutchins to add to their 9-point lead. And back comes Case Williams and company on the offensive side of the ball. The number 5 team and the number 7 team in North Texas in the 4A ranks, according to the DMN. Carter number 5, Hutch number 7, the 2 favorites in District 8 4A Division 1. The winner of this game very much in the driver's seat to win a district championship here in 2020. And right now it is Hutch with a 23-14 lead, but Carter back with it on the offensive side as Williams is in shotgun. Handoff for Jackson and strung out again. I believe the PA guy just tried to call for a face mask. No flag flew. It looked like there may have been a face mask on the play, although I don't know. He may have. I don't think he actually ever really got the face mask itself. He got him around the neck, but technically that's not a penalty. That's not a horse collar, nor is it a face mask. I believe it was a clean play, and it's 2nd down and it doesn't, and now Carter will spend their first time out of the half.
Yeah, Mike, just having to talk it over right here. They have to give themselves a chance to score. And I mean, you can't start off behind the chains like they're doing right here on 2nd down. So definitely got to take a moment to talk it over.
3:13 to play here, first half. The Carter Cowboys under the direction of head coach Spencer Gilbert. His first year at the helm, he was the offensive coordinator at 5A powerhouse Lancaster prior to this year. Last year, they averaged 46 points per game at Lancaster, so this guy knows how to direct an offense for sure. I think it's fair to say that the talent that they have at Lancaster is probably a bit beyond what they've got at Carter this year, but he does have pieces that he really likes. Case Williams is a fantastic talent. Red Moomin Walker, Detarian Borns, Brandon Jones on the outside. They've got some receivers that can really make some plays. They like what Javon Jackson can do out of the backfield. Brandon Williams, Edward Robinson. He's got the pieces, John. It's just a matter of making it all fit, and this is an organization, this is a program that had to have a new coach come in right before the pandemic hit and then try and figure it all out. So that's a difficult spot to deal with.
Absolutely. A lot of moving pieces right there, Mike. But, I mean, they are figuring out a way to make it all work, being undefeated in the season to this point. So they're figuring out a way.
Nice play here as he hits Moomin Walker for the first down. Great throw from Case Williams to hit him on the run, and Moomin Walker pushing the pile out to the 30-yard line. This is a fantastic play on both ends. As you get a chance to see the play again, a little bit of extracurriculars after the play. I don't see a flag on the field yet. Perhaps there may be a flag down at the 37-yard line as the officials discuss what happened after the play. 3 minutes even on the clock here in the second quarter, and this could be a big penalty if it's against Hutch and you give Carter an extra 15 yards on top of the big connection there from Williams to Moomin Walker. And all of a sudden you're really making headway down the field. Instead, it's against the Carter offense. It will go against Detarian Borns. Oh, beg your pardon. It's going to be on both teams. So Borns and Jamone Sims getting involved in a little extracurriculars after the play, and you can see it in the foreground. If we can show the let's save that replay if we can, just for we'll come back to it here at the very tail end of the play. You could see the two of them in the foreground going at it a little bit as the play came to an end. So they both get tagged with the penalty, no yardage exchanged, and it's 1st and 10. Williams swings it down on the left-hand side, and that ball is in and out of the hands of Barnes. See if we can maybe cue this up real quick and show you guys what happened there at the tail end of this play. I think this is maybe the play prior, yeah. So you'll see here as the pass goes to Moomin Walker, right in the foreground as it comes into your frame on the right-hand side. You see 5 and 6 both kind of going at it. That was what eventually escalated to a point where they threw the flag. Now another flag here falls as Williams tries to run for it, gets to the 35, give him 4 on the play, but we'll check the flag. And the hold goes against Carter. Joe Greer and company have had a busy night so far in this first half.
Absolutely. I mean, just a lot of things going on, a lot of wacky things going on. And, I mean, it may be in tribute to Halloween coming up in a few weeks, Mike. I mean, not really sure. But a lot of things, a lot of strange things have happened tonight, Mike. And as you mentioned, the Stripe guys have definitely been busy trying to sort this thing out.
So after all that, it's 2nd down and 20. Bring it back to the 22-yard line. 2.5 to play here in the first half, as we've got some wind here at Eagle Stadium. We almost lost all of our information here in-house, and now it's taken down in the backfield is Edward Robinson. And again, it's DeMondre Williams. I'll tell you, when Coach Barnett told me that he had 29 tackles last week, I kind of went, really? Did he really have 29? Like, these are high school stats sometimes. Yeah,
just pat him a little bit.
I'm starting to believe it, honestly. I mean, he has been everywhere on the field tonight.
Absolutely. They call him money for a reason. I mean, he is as sure as they come when it comes to tackling. So he has been flying around and getting the ball. He is a coach's dream, according to Coach Barnett.
So here's Williams on 3rd and 21, firing near side. That's complete in the hands of Jones and doing a nice job. He lost the football at the end of the play, though. Trying to get the first down, but he lost the football, and it's Hutch ball again. Turnovers galore in this first half, and Hutch comes up with a loose ball again.
Right here, Mike. I mean, this is a teach tape of just going for the ball. You see the defender going for the strip, not even really going for the tackle right there, just punching the ball out. I mean, great job right there by Kendall Washington. And again, I mean, he had the snap over the head touchdown earlier, so he's definitely flying to the ball. And right there, I mean, that's a huge blow for the Cowboy offense to get give themselves a turnover here late in the first half.
Michael Evans with the recovery after it was created by Kendall Washington, and it's 1st and 10 for Henderson and the Hutch offense. Now a false start prior to 1st and 10 will dock him 5 yards. $1:36 to play here in the first half. 1 timeout remaining for Hutch to work with. So certainly enough time to make something happen here with the ball already at the 41. I guess now it'll be at the 46 after the false start. But more than enough time, John, for them to make something happen here.
Yeah, plenty enough time. They're already on the side of the 50 that they want to be on, so they have plenty of time to score and really put themselves out front here before the first half closes. And they've been doing a great job the last couple of series of just inching their way methodically to the end zone. So huge drive right here.
1st and 15, handoff. Just fighting his way forward for a couple is Billy Monroe. Again, some extracurriculars on the far side of the field. No flag this time.
They're definitely getting after it.
These are two teams that know each other quite well. As we tick down to 1 minute to play in the second quarter. 23-14, Hutch with the lead and trying to add to it here before the end of 2. It will be Carter football to start the second half. as Henderson's in shotgun on 2nd and 13. Hand off to Monroe. He might get back to the original line of scrimmage, but no farther. And now another flag flies in way after the play from the back judge. He fired that flag about 20 yards in the air.
Pretty accurate too, Mike. I mean, hit it right on the spot.
We have seen more of these gentlemen this evening than of anybody else, really.
I think that flag may be on Jalen Moore right there. Just a little extra juice right there on his blocking.
Let's see if we hear a number as Joe Greer makes the announcement. Accurately called by you, my friend. Indeed, it was Jalen Moore.
I mean, he's excited. Got a lot of energy. They have the momentum, and so just playing hard as us fellow receivers like to do. And sometimes, Mike, that kind of works as a mental game when you kind of get a little rough with the DB there. But right there, it cost them 15 and really put themselves in harm's way, making this a 3rd and forever.
Have to get to the 31 on Carter's side of the field for a first down. So 3rd down and just about 20. We're going to say 26, in fact, in-house. Clock down to 15 seconds as it did wind after they set the football. Hutch will snap the ball once and hand it off to Monroe. And that will be the final play of the first half. 23-14. The Hutch Eagles leading by 9 in what was a wacky first half, back and forth between these two teams, John. Fumbled snaps, punt snaps over the head of the punter, a muffed punt that was returned for a touchdown that I'm really not sure was allowed to be returned for a touchdown, but it counted. It was a weird, wacky first half of football, but Hutch leads it by 9 after one half.
Yeah, I mean, just a first half of uncertainty, Mike. I mean, you never know. There's no way for us to predict how they're going to put points up on the board, but that's very exciting to see how these teams are figuring out ways to give themselves a chance to score here. And, just a great job of Hutch of just, creating multiple opportunities to have the ball on offense and give themselves a shot at the end zone. So just a wacky first half has been our coined term here. But, again, exciting ball game to say the least.
Down 22. Deep ball from Towns for Jaden Chambers behind the defense. Nice move into the end zone.
Wow.
Friday Night Football, live on the WFAA YouTube channel. Every Friday night, all season. And a lightning strike from Darian Peace. Next up, upset-minded Mesquite Poteet heads to South Oak Cliff to try to unseat the favorites in District 65A D2. Back at Eagle Stadium, 23-14, the score in favor of the Hutch Eagles after one half of play. And it will be Carter Cowboy football to start the second half. Mike Leslie and John Diar's back with you high above Eagle Stadium. Clay Marshall, our director tonight. Jason Edwards, our photographer. Nick Blackhall, our digital coordinator, back in-house. The technical director of Friday Night Football is Don Hazen. And our executive producer is Sean Hamilton. Again, a 9-point lead for the Hutch Eagles. You could make the argument, John, that maybe it should be more. Talked with the officials at halftime, and the Carter fans won't like me for this because they've already been telling me to stop bringing it up and stop talking about it. But yes, indeed, by rule, a muffed punt should not be advanceable. So that touchdown that made this game 14-all late in the first quarter should not have stood. It should have been Carter football, but it should have been Carter ball 1st and 10 at the spot of the recovery. I talked with Joe Greer and our officiating crew at halftime, and credit to them, they owned up to it, said, hey, listen, we missed the call. Yep. It should have been Carter football 1st and 10 at the point of the recovery. But obviously at this point, nothing they can do about it. The touchdown indeed does stand. Talked with the Hutch coaches and the Carter coaches at halftime as well. Obviously the Hutch coaches were kind of like, yeah, we're like, wait a second, that shouldn't have been a touchdown. Again, nothing they can do about it right now. The Carter coaches, as you might imagine, were like, you know, we think we kind of got away with one, but we don't mind. We'll take the 7 points. So different reactions for sure in the respective coaching booths here at Eagle Stadium. But, yeah, technically speaking, that should not have been a touchdown, John, that stood.
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of like we mentioned before, Mike. I mean, just kind of – number one, got to get used to the elements. Tonight is a very cool night, and I mean, even the officials are human too, so they have to get acclimated to this weather. And you know, from time to time, I guess you do miss one. You know, and
truly credit to them for owning.
For sure, absolutely. I mean, just being accountable and saying that, hey, yep, that's our bad, we missed one. Can't necessarily say that it's going to make or break the game at this point. But I mean, again, could very well have been a different ball game at half had they caught it and overturned it. But again, we're at the point in the game to where now it doesn't matter, and they got to keep playing.
And I think it's also fair to say it's certainly possible that Carter could have driven down the field and scored the touchdown that they ended up getting anyway. So it doesn't necessarily change the structure of this football game. This is a high kickoff. That's trouble, but well fielded by the Carter return team. Leaping to make the catch was Brandon Jones, and it will be Cowboy ball. There's a flag on the play, too. I'm not sure if that was intentionally kicked so high or if it was just kicked into the wind and he didn't get a good foot on it or what, but that was nearly really good for Wilmer-Hutchins. Carter able to pounce on it. Yeah, he just didn't get a good foot on that ball. And it was nearly a disaster for Carter.
Yeah. I mean, great job by the kicker right there. I mean, we've been saying this all year long, Mike. I mean, these kickers have become very creative in how they're kicking the ball.
And it's kick-catch interference as Christopher Elias, number 29 from Carter, got blown up on the play. Good for Carter, though, that Brandon Jones pounced on top of it and brought it out to midfield. And now with the penalty, it will all be all the way down to the 36-yard line in Hutch territory. So a fantastic start now for the Carter offense as they start deep in Hutch territory, 1st and 10, as here comes Case Williams and company.
Big opportunity right here, Mike, to start inside the 40.
Williams will keep it himself, and again, penetration in the backfield from the front. That's from Wilmer-Hutchins.
That is the money man right there. DeMondre Williams, again, I mean, he has been popping up from, the start of the game, Mike. And just like Coach Barnett said to us earlier this week, he had 29 tackles last week. There's a lot of guys that don't even have 29 tackles at this point in the season, and he had that just last week. So, again, money man right there making a tackle.
2nd down and 15 after the loss. They swing it on the near side for Detarian Barnes. Gets one block and is able to get just beyond the original line of scrimmage. I got to tell you, Portia Hyder is my favorite person in the comments tonight. Again, she cannot deal with me talking about the muff punt and how it shouldn't have been a touchdown. She says, if you say that one more time, let it go, man. It was a touchdown. Put a shut to the up, she says. I love it. 3rd down and 9. Williams rolling left, hooking up with Moomin Walker. He's got the 1st down and a little bit more as they move the sticks. They're inside the 25.
We're done, Portia. We won't come back to it. We love you. We love you, Portia. We will no longer talk about it.
By rule, we had it right. The officials missed the call. They said as much at halftime. It doesn't change anything. The points aren't coming off the board. You don't need to worry about that, Portia. The 14 points are staying on the board for Carter, and they're trying to add to him right here. Williams keeping it himself again, and again, the Hutch defense in the backfield. Elsie Barnett, the 3rd. They call him Trey. Not letting Williams go anywhere on this one.
Great job right there. Just pursuing to the football, Mike. And they've shown that ability all night long, this Eagle defense, just getting to the ball. And as we see, I mean, he almost poked the ball out there again. So, I mean, I believe their philosophy tonight is get the ball at all costs because they have definitely caused some turnovers.
2nd down, throw over the middle, nearly intercepted. Cutting in front of the intended pass was Broderick Jackson.
That's one of those ones right there, Mike, where the corner just reads all the way through, from the quarterback all the way to the receiver to the ball. And had he caught it, I'm not sure if he would have been touched racing down the sideline. But great job right there breaking up that pass.
3rd down and 14 now. Williams, pressure in his face, trying to get away from Trey Barnett, and he does. Fires downfield right at the sticks for Moomin Walker. That's a catch. Is it enough for a first down? Not quite. Looks like he's going to be about a half a yard shy.
Right there, just doing a little ad-lib right there, getting away from Barnett. And it's throwing a dart right there to Keandre Choice.
It was indeed Choice, not Moomin Walker. Good catch. Fourth down and about a yard, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Williams will be in shotgun. He's got 3 wides to the right on a big play here early on in the third quarter for the Carter Cowboys. Pistol formation. Motion man is Robinson. 7 seconds on the play clock. Barks out signals to the offensive lineman. Down to 3. Has to snap it. They get the snap off, but it's going to be a timeout right beforehand as Spencer Gilbert was spying that play clock and called timeout before it expired.
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, in my honest opinion, I think they would have had it right there, Mike. I mean, a first down for sure. They were, Case was walking up to the line of scrimmage and audibling and changing the play to flip the run. And right there, I think they would have had it, had they not, called a timeout. But Coach obviously saw something that he wanted to change, and so great job of catching the play clock before they took a 5-yard penalty.
WFAA YouTube Live, our platform here this year on Friday Night Football. Please, if you would, click the like button, click the subscribe button here on the WFAA YouTube channel. We'll bring you a game here every Friday night on Friday Night Football. Next week we've got Sock and Mesquite Poteet, but tonight we got a good one here between Carter and Hutch. Carter and Hutch, I should say, and it's fourth down and less than a yard for Carter. Different formation now for Carter out of the timeout. He's got 2 wides to the left. Moomin Walker in the slot. Motion man is Robinson. And now here comes Moomin Walker. Williams going to try and keep it himself. Cuts upfield, fighting forward. It's real close.
Really, really close right there, Mike. Really close. Oh,
and he does have the first down. Not by much, but a nice cut upfield for Williams, and he gets it.
Yeah, right there. I mean, just a great job of the Eagles of penetrating the line of scrimmage, but, just couldn't quite come up with the stop right there in the backfield.
DeMondre Williams makes the tackle, but he got up frustrated that he wasn't able to drive Williams back. And it's 1st and 10 Carter. 4 wides now on 1st and 10. Pressure off the edge. Fires over the middle, nearly intercepted.
Having to get that ball out fast right there. They're getting some penetration off that edge. Those defense ends are definitely using that speed and getting to the quarterback and just kind of giving Case the happy feet back there in the backfield. So great job by those guys coming off the edge right there, creating some disruption.
2nd down and 10 now for Williams. 5 wides as Robinson motions out to the left. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Quick swing to the left-hand side. It's Jones. He's got blockers. Jones to the pylon. Touchdown, Carter.
Great job by Jones right there, catching the ball, seeing it all the way through, and racing up the sideline. Great block by the receiver down the field to give him a chance to get into the end zone. And he got to the pylon and put 6 points up on the board right there for the Cowboys. So, Portia, shout out to you. You guys are back in the ball game. You guys are back in the ball game, made up for that call earlier in the game. We love you, Portia.
And now it looks like Carter will try and go for it here. Down 3. An interesting decision. We'll see if this pays off here for Spencer Gilbert and company. Williams looking for 2, and now they're going to have to try from 7 yards out. That may change the decision here to a PAT as the false start here on the 2-point conversion will dock them 5 yards. Real quick while we have a moment, Tony Galbraith made a comment here on the YouTube stream, says he's the former band director for Carter. He retired in May of 2019. The current director is Terrence Brock. So thank you so much, Tony, for correcting us on that. That is usually one of the hardest pieces of information that I try and find every week is the name of the band director. It's difficult information to find. Thank you, Tony, for keeping me honest on that. That's much appreciated. They will go for it here, going for 2 once again. End zone for Williams, incomplete over the head of Keandre Choice. But another flag here on the 2-point conversion try, so perhaps they'll get another chance at this. Instead, the penalty will go against Carter. Obviously, Hutch will decline, and it will stay 23-20. Some craziness there on the two-point conversion tries, plural.
Yeah.
But before all of that, a nice drive from Carter to capitalize on the good field position, John, go down and make this a three-point game.
I mean, absolutely. They had to come out of the half right there and give themselves a chance to get back into this ball game because late in the second, they kind of lost their grips on the game of turning the ball over multiple times, and right there that was very important for them to come out of the gates and get into the end zone to score, to give themselves a chance to get back into the ball game. So great job by their offensive coordinator, Coach Orr, of directing that thing and getting up the field and putting 6 points up on the board.
So Carter set to kick it away. Short kick fielded at the 21-yard line. And well defended by the Carter coverage team. Charles Washington making the tackle. So 1st and 10, Wilmer-Hutchins. Ball at their own 34-yard line as Andre Henderson and company make their way back out on the football field. Leading by 3. Pass over the middle and a bit too tall for his intended target. That was a dangerous throw that was just waiting to be picked off. Nobody from Carter, though, home for the interception.
Yeah, just trying to get it out of his hands hot there. I mean, it's a little RPO game, little RPO action, trying to bring up the linebackers and sneak it in right behind them, but just a little bit too hot of a pass right there to get it to his tight end.
Mike Leslie and John D'Arce here with you on the WFAA YouTube channel. Again, please click the like button, click the subscribe button here on the WFAA YouTube channel, and drop us a comment as well. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're tuning in to see tonight as they swing it on the right-hand side for Monroe, and nothing doing. Maybe got back. No, he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and a dozen.
Mike, got to give a quick shout-out to all of my family back in Monroe watching the game tonight, watching them some Texas football. Shout-out to my mom, my sister,
Very nice.
My grandmother online. They all sending me texts right now, enjoying the game that we're giving them, man. So shout-out to my family. Love you guys.
Hello to the D'Arce family. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Linda Williams in the comments says she's the proud grandmother of number 5, DeMondre Williams, who's having a heck of a night tonight, by the way. Screen pass here set up, and it went nowhere. Carter was waiting for it, and it will be 4th down and long.
Great job right there, rallying to the football, Mike, and getting off the field. That was a huge 3rd down, and the Cowboys needed it, and they came up with it. So giving the ball, trying to give the ball back to their offense right now to kind of take the lead in this ball game, in which they've been down for the majority of it. So great job of getting off the field right there on 3rd down and causing a turnover on downs and giving themselves a chance here.
So Hutch to punt it away. Short punt. Carter able to stay away from it. And it will be Cowboy football, 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Carter led in this game early on, 8-0. Held that lead at 8-7, but only for about 24 seconds after that as the snap went over the head of Case Williams. Hutch jumped on top of it, and they have led or been tied from that point forward. So Carter trying to perhaps go back in front for the first time since the first quarter if they can find points on this drive. They're going to have 4 wide receivers to the near side of the formation after the motion here from Brandon Williams. Case Williams fires on the left side, and it's going to be a false start. It looked like Brandon Williams may have had an early start there, and indeed he did. It'll be 1st and 15.
That's definitely a tough deal right there, Mike. It's definitely a tough deal, motion out of the backfield and hoping that you hit it on the run. Because a lot of times on offense, we don't like the motion man to get set. We try to, snap it while he's on the run. And so that is a tricky deal about motioning from the backfield right there, and then it definitely cost him 5.
Good crowd on hand here tonight at Eagle Stadium. Seeming to all be following the UIL guidelines, social distancing, masks in effect. Credit to all these fans for trying to do it the right way as we try and keep this high school football season going here in 2020. Williams over the middle, has Wilmer-Walker behind the defense. Red Wilmer-Walker breaking away inside the 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Carter.
Big play right there, Mike. Big play to get back into this ball game, and a dart thrown to Wilmer-Walker right there to take the lead in this ball game. So just like we just mentioned, this Cowboy offense had an opportunity to take the lead right here, and that is a huge play right there from this offense. So great job to those guys getting down the field with a big explosive play like that. Great job.
Red Wilmer-Walker on the 74-yard touchdown reception from Case Williams. It's Williams' second touchdown pass of the day. And Carter with a 26-23 lead. Now they're going to come back out and try and go for 2 again here and extend their 3-point lead. Williams rolling near side and walks in for 2 more. 28-23. Carter has come all the way back. They were down 9 to start the half. 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes and 41 seconds, and Carter's got the lead.
Again, right here on this replay, just throwing a dart right over the middle, right over the top of the safety, and Walker taking it in for a touchdown right here. So that is a huge play for those guys to get back into the ball game right here to take the lead. And I enjoy this celebration right here. It must be a lot of respect for Walker. A lot of guys just shaking his hand, very classy right there. So great job by those guys of putting points on the board and taking the lead.
So Carter with 2 scores in the first 5 minutes and 41 seconds. And they take a 28-23 lead. We talked about it earlier. Carter has been battle-tested. They've been in some big games, some close games. They had to come back to win in the Oak Cliff Super Bowl against Kimball. Tonight, unfazed by a 9-point halftime lead, and in a blink, they lead it by 5. Flag on the kickoff. It looked like Carter may have been offside once again. Well covered. If you're going to be offside, you better cover the kickoff well, and they
Absolutely.
do. But I think you'll be able to tack 5 yards on to the end of that kickoff return. And it will be 1st and 10 for Hutch. And indeed, Hutch is going to make him re-kick. Christopher Elias called for the offside. And honestly, I don't blame LZ Barnett for making that decision. Pinned back as far as they were after that kick. Why not make him kick it off again? Wind is kind of swirling right now, but it seems to be predominantly left to right for us as we stand here high above Eagle Stadium. So they're at least kicking with the wind, is Carter. But why not make him do it one more time and see if you can't get a little bit better field position?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just about 750 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Again, please share this feed around. Let your friends and family know in the Carter community and the Hutch community. This is a pretty good little I-20 rivalry between these 2 programs. Let your friends and family know in the area that they can tune in for what certainly is shaping up to be an entertaining second half. This game has been wacky from the start, and the 3rd quarter has been no different. 2 quick scores for Carter to take this 5-point lead. As they retry the kickoff here, checks up at the 22-yard line, and it certainly will be much better field position for Hutch. Cutting up the middle and still on his feet. Across midfield, a nice return for Hutch's Roderick Tolbert, and it'll be 1st and 10 Hutch in Carter territory.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, getting north and south in a hurry, did he do right there, catching the ball off the bounce and getting as many yards as he absolutely could. I mean, he was 1 man away from turning this ball game around and taking the lead again. So great job by that young man of Tolbert of giving his offense a great starting position on this drive.
Tell you what, credit to Jorge Alvarez, the Carter kicker, for even getting a piece of him, because otherwise he may have been gone. Beg your pardon, it's Angel Echeverria that kicked that one off. 85, not 84, and he makes a play there to at least get a piece of them and keep that from being a house call for Hutch. So 1st and 10 from the 47 in Carter territory, and Henderson with pressure in his face just has to throw it away. Kobe Rivers creating the pressure. Henderson out of the pistol, fires near side, in and out of the hands of Jalen Moore.
Yeah, right there, just trying to get that RPO game going again. Trying to pull the linebackers down to get that slant right behind them. But, I mean, definitely a tough catch to make right there, trying to get that slant to its main man, Jalen Moore, and having to avoid a defender. So, great job by him. Great job by the defense, to break up that pass.
Third down and 10 now for Hutch, as they've gone nowhere so far in the first couple plays of this drive. Deep ball for Moore. Nice adjustment to it, and he makes the catch inside the 20.
Big play right there. Big play for Hutchins, taking a shot on 3rd down. And that's definitely the guy that they want to throw it to. That's their main target. And right there, Moore just shows why he's being offered by, so many Division I colleges, and, using that big body to block out the DB there and come up with a big play on 3rd down to, start this next set of first downs, or next set of downs inside the 25.
Low snap, but he was able to corral it, got the handoff off to Monroe, but nowhere for him to go. And again, it's Kobe Rivers making a couple big plays on this series for this Carter defense.
Again, it's definitely been a tough going for Monroe all night to get a running game going, as this Carter defense has just been pursuing to the ball. So great job by those guys of making it very challenging to get a running game going.
Call it 2nd and 11 after the loss of a yard. Bad snap again. This time kind of just went through the hands of Henderson, trying to make something of it. Has a man, and he completes it inside the 5, cutting to the end zone. Touchdown. Corey Ivy making the most of a broken play, and Hutch takes the lead back.
Great job by that young man of just finding that dead area right there behind the linebackers right there, and just making himself available. Getting a huge block right there and just stretching and diving for the end zone. That is definitely some football IQ right there, of giving himself a chance to score and, taking this lead back over, Mike. It's been a lot of lead changes here in this ball game.
So Hutch with a chance to move back in front, and they do. The scoreboard operator in-house again having some trouble. There you go, 28 back on the board for Carter. It is 30-28 in favor of Wilmer-Hutchins after the touchdown pass from Henderson to Corey Ivy on what was a busted play at first, but they made the most out of it here, and the 17-yard touchdown pass puts the Eagles back in front. I feel like I've got whiplash from this football game. It's just as back and forth as you could possibly imagine. Let's see if we can kind of recap this football game for you here. Yeah. Case Williams started things off with a 19-yard touchdown. I'm trying to remember at this point. Did that come before or after the that was after the punt snap, the snap that went over the Wilmer-Hutchins Eagles punter's head. Yeah. That led to a short field for Carter. So that was the first possession of the day. Hutch ball to start. Snap goes over the punter's head. Carter ball deep in Hutch territory leads to the Williams touchdown run. Wilmer-Hutchins answers back. Henderson to Denaje punch for the touchdown pass on a deep ball. Then Hutch scores on the very next Carter possession because the snap goes over Case Williams' head. Hutch recovers in the end zone, 14-8 Hutch, as the kickoff is dropped and finally fielded by Carter. Sliding in to try and make the catch was Jordan Walker, and he had some help from his teammates to pounce on top of that football. Carter then ties the game up on the muffed punt that shouldn't have been a touchdown. Sorry, I know we've got our favorite in the comments, and I'm sure she'll hate me for mentioning it again, but it's reality. That tied the game up at 14, a muffed punt that was returned for a touchdown for Carter, 14 all. Billy Monroe with a touchdown run to make it 21-14, Wilmer-Hutchins. They then capitalized on the safety. This game has been wacky. Second half, Carter with 2 quick scores to take a 28-23 lead, but now Hutch has answered back with the Corey Ivy touchdown reception, and they lead it 30-28. Williams here on 1st and 10, carries for 4.
Right there, just trying to fix a broken play. I'm not sure if there's some miscommunication between, Williams and the receivers or supposed to be a handoff right there, but he did what he could to pick up, a solid 3 to 4 yards right there on a QB keeper.
Second down and 7. Carter rolling out, throws it just beyond the grasp of his intended target to Terrian Barnes. It'll be 3rd down.
Big 3rd down right here, Mike, for the Cowboys to try to pick up this 1st down to continue to keep themselves in the game. They've had some struggles in the first half, but coming out in the second half and just throwing a couple of punches and putting themselves back in the game. So this is a big 3rd down for these guys.
Call it 3rd and 7. Williams, pressure, has to just throw it away. He had 2 Hutch Eagles just bearing down on him. And Carter will have to punt.
Yeah, it's just that continuous pressure that we've been seeing all game long, where these defensive lines for both teams to just be penetrating the offensive line and putting pressure on the quarterback, and a lot of times making them flush the pocket. And you'll see that from time to time where these quarterbacks are just catching the snap and running out of the pocket and sprinting out and trying to make a throw just because of the continuous penetration from both defensive linemen. So great job of him and just getting the ball thrown away.
Offside here on the punt. It was 4th and 7, so it's not going to be enough to change, and that ball's muffed. Second time today we've seen Wilmer-Hutchins muff a punt. This time they're able to jump back on top of it as Corey Ivy pounced on the football. There is a flag on the field. Hutch jumped offside, but on 4th and 7 it wouldn't be enough to give Carter a 1st down. You do wonder, would Carter consider either repunting or possibly going forward on 4th and 2. It's not really in a spot of the field where you'd give that too much consideration if you're Spencer Gilbert, but we'll see. And it looks like Carter will come back on the football field, whether it's the offense or the punting unit, I'm not sure. I see Case Williams walking back out on the field. Are they going to try and go for it here on 4th and 2? Ball on their own 37-yard line. It was listed as 4th and 7 here in-house. I think realistically it was probably more like 4th and 6 because this is looking like 4th and 1 now based on where they've spotted this football. Ball at the 37, have to get to the 38, and Case Williams is on the football field, and they're going to go for it here in their own territory. 3:18 on the clock in the 3rd quarter, and a big spot here for Case Williams. Rolling left side, he's got the 1st down on the QB sweep and an awful lot more, spinning his way across midfield, and a big penalty. Mark that one down as Hutch basically gives away a possession because of that penalty.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't jump off sides on 4th down, especially when you're getting ready to get the ball back. But, I mean, just a great job of this Cowboy offense to keep the ball in their main man's hands and allow him to pick up the 1st down.
So off the conversion, coming near side is Jackson trying to get the corner. Took a big hit as he made the turn and still on his feet somehow. Good leg drive from Javon Jackson and give him – my goodness, he got 7 yards on the play.
Wow. Just like you said, though, Mike, just keeping his legs training right there. Even though he took a big shot by the money man, DeMondre Williams, I mean, still just keeping his legs turning and, turning a really almost bad loss into a 7-yard gain. So great job by that young man.
2nd down and 3 after all that effort. I'm loving the trash talk in the comments on the YouTube channel. People are just back and forth talking about which one of these two teams is better. It's beautiful. Ball on the ground again. And Wilmer-Hutchins pounces on top of it. Eagle football. It bounced right off of the quarterback's hands. And I think that they had, let's look at this one more time. I think Carter had William Young in there at quarterback. I didn't see anything happen to Case Williams. I'm not sure why that was. But they had the backup quarterback, William Young, on the field, and he drops the snap, and it's Hutch football. And I mean just flat drop the snap, John.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
wow.
Fresh guy in the ball game. Got to kind of get the first play jitters off of him. But like you mentioned, I mean, we didn't say anything happened to Case necessarily, so not exactly sure why, they made the switch. But it cost him right there.
Nice defensive play there from Carter to take Billy Monroe down for a loss. Both of these teams, despite the fact that it's a 30-28 football game, you wouldn't think that defense would be the first thing you'd think of in this football game with 58 points on the board.
Yeah.
But the defensive front sevens for both of these teams have created penetration time and time and time again in this football game. They've been fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just creating turnovers. I'm not even sure. We had to check the stat sheet to see how many turnovers have been caused in this ball game. But like you said, Mike, I mean, you wouldn't think of the defense first, but they've definitely been making plays.
Nearly a fantastic catch, but Jalen Moore couldn't haul it in, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 11. See if we can get sometimes the live stats for a high school football game leave a little bit to be desired, but 2 turnovers for both teams. Both teams have lost a pair of fumbles. No interceptions thrown by either team, but in addition to the fumbles that we've seen, we've also seen just some weird plays. The fumble deep inside the 1-yard line where Hutch was going in, thought they were going to score a touchdown. Carter recovers, but then gets tackled in the backfield for a safety. Now they try and set up the screen, and it was well defended. Just getting a hand on it was Davion Maston. Watch this one again. Watch 42, read the screen.
Great job. Great job. Just laying out for the ball right there. I mean, he wasn't even concerned with the screen just because he saw it. I think he wanted a pick six, Mike. I mean, he just laid out for the ball right there, Mike. He wanted the ball. And so just a great job of reading that play all the way through. And, getting his defense off the field on 3rd down.
Spencer Gilbert called Davion Maston their best defensive player. Made a big play in a big spot right there to force the punt here from Wilmer-Hutchins after the turnover. And now a timeout called by Hutch. 30-28 our score, late 3rd quarter here on Friday Night Football. Next week on Friday Night Football, we stay in Dallas County, head just down the road to Kincaid Stadium. South Oak Cliff hosts Mesquite Poteet, perhaps the 2 best teams in that district in 5A Division 1. I beg your pardon, 5A Division 2. So we'll see those 2 teams square off 1 week from today right here on Friday Night Football as Poteet visits South Oak Cliff and tries to pull an upset on the district favorite in the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears. 4th down and 11 back here in South Dallas. Hutch with a 30-28 lead. 70 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. And John D'Arce, this is perhaps a big opportunity for Carter, getting the football back and a chance to reclaim the lead in what has been a topsy-turvy football game.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I mean, they've gotten multiple stops here in the second half of just giving their offenses more opportunities. So they have to capitalize on this one right here to give themselves a chance to take the lead back in this ball game.
Now a whistle prior to the snap out of the timeout. I don't know if they just hadn't deemed the ball ready for play. It seems like that was just the issue. I was going to say, I can't imagine that they got a penalty right out of a timeout trying to punt the football away. But I think they just had not quite blown the whistle that play was ready to begin. Now they have, and Hutch can punt it away. Short kick. Bounces favorably for the Eagles down to the 26-yard line. And Carter will take over there. So this is the polar opposite of our favorite commenter earlier, Portia, who's a Carter fan, telling us to cool it with the conversation about the muffed punt that went in for a touchdown. Now Taylor, who I have to imagine is a Hutch fan, saying, you know, it really should be 30-21 right now, but here we are. Everybody's loving the muffed punt for a touchdown tonight, and for good reason. It's a play that you don't see often because it's a play that technically shouldn't have counted. But it is what it is now. It's 30-28, and we got a good football game in front of us. Hutch, though, again, just continually making plays in the backfield against this Carter offense.
Yeah, I mean, the linebackers have a very, very strong sense for the ball, Mike, and getting to the ball and stopping the ball carrier. That was Michael Evans and the money man again himself, DeMondre Williams, right there on the big stop on first down. So great job by these guys.
You may have noticed Case Williams indeed back on the football field and looking deep up the far sideline. Drops it in the bucket perfectly. Brandon Jones on the receiving end. First down, Carter inside Hutch territory. He put it right on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, Mike just dropped it in the bucket right there and gave his receiver a chance. And I mean, it's a nice double move by the receiver. Kind of showed that slant move to give himself a step, and he absolutely gave himself a step right there to pick up a big play right there to give themselves a new set of downs and move themselves on the other side of the 50, Mike. So I could imagine that they may try to take another shot here as they've been having some success in the passing game.
Tell you what, nice adjustment, too, by Jones on the ball. It was just a hair underthrown, slowed up just enough, kept the defender on his hip, and made a really nice catch. High snap here. Williams has to corral it and just throws the ball away.
Yeah, great job of handling the high snap, though, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, got it right back down himself and got the ball out of his hands.
And honestly, recognition of the circumstance as well, getting outside the pocket, throwing the ball beyond the line of scrimmage to avoid the intentional grounding penalty. Case Williams handled a bad play about as well as he could have there.
Absolutely. I mean, he is efficient with the ball, as we mentioned before, Mike. He doesn't give the ball away much and hasn't given it away yet this season. So great job by that young man.
This time nowhere for him to go and a big loss, and it's going to be third down and about 16. Clock stopped there momentarily with 4 seconds to play here in the third. And now an official's timeout as a player from Carter is down. They had kind of helped him back to his feet, but now they've let him go back down. He's blocked from our view at the moment. Can't see who it is. It may be Williams. Indeed, yeah, it's Case Williams, the quarterback. Williams. He's kind of just in a squat right there at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, if we could pull up that last play, I mean, he kind of seemed like he kind of ran out of gas right there, Mike. I mean, he just kind of pulled up and just kind of.
He did just kind of stop.
Yeah, just kind of stop moving his feet there. So not exactly sure what's going on with Case. And I don't know. I mean, could be gas, Mike. I mean, this game has been a lot of back and forth. So
it always concerns you, though, when you see a play like that where a player just stops. I mean, honestly, stops competing, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I just mean something happened there that Case Williams said, I need to go down, I need to end this play.
Yep.
To see him walking off under his own power is frankly encouraging because those non-contact injuries are always the ones that scare you about, how serious could this be?
Yeah.
Williams walks off under his own power, but it will be the backup quarterback that we mentioned earlier, William Young, the 6-foot junior, that will come on, and he'll take the first snap to start quarter number 4. 30-28, Hutch with a 2-point lead as we head to the fourth on Friday Night Football. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 for Carter. And it is indeed William Young, the backup quarterback, on the field for Case Williams. Low snap, and he lost it. Did Hutch pounce on top of it? Yes, they did. Out of the pile with the football is DeMondre Williams. Twice now we've seen William Young on the football field, and unfortunately for this kid, it just has not gone his way. 2 fumbled snaps, and Hutch has recovered both of them. It's Eagle football at the 48.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure. I mean, even the snap came out really, really low to his feet, and just not sure what's going on between, you know, the junior quarterback Young and the center. But they got to kind of figure this thing out, seeing that, you know, Case Williams is down for the moment. So they're going to have to kind of figure out some kind of way to get that snap going.
So here comes Hutch throwing on the near side. Aaron Morgan with the completion. Give him 4 on the play, and I think you make a good point. Yeah. Absolutely need to be fair to William Young. That was a low snap. I don't think we can put that on him. I'm just saying twice now he's been on the field, and it's just been an unfortunate circumstance each time. The first snap I think was a good snap that he just missed. That one is not on him.
Yeah.
Henderson in trouble, and he loses the football. Still loose. And it does look like Henderson was able to reach his paw out and grab it. Carter had an opportunity at that football, and they couldn't quite pounce on it.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, ball security has definitely been an issue in this ball game. And I mean, but a great play right there from their linebacker. Again, trying to get that ball out from the QB, but Henderson just kind of reeled it back in to, you know, keep possession of the ball. But, you know, ball security has definitely been an issue this entire game. That was Kobe Rivers right there. On almost a strip sack.
And Christopher Lyons had a chance to recover it and couldn't quite squeeze it. Henderson gets it back. Now the handoff goes to Monroe. Trying to get the corner. Flag behind the play in the vicinity of holding. Looks like he'll be just shy of 1st down yardage on the carry, but it looks like this will all come back. Penalty goes against Roderick Tolbert, the wide receiver, holding on the outside. And you can see him right in the middle of the frame as he didn't let the defender go. That was Carter Samaje Maston trying to break loose of him, and that turns it into 3rd down and a real long way. We'll try and tally this one up for you. They've got to get to the 42 in Carter territory. Ball sits at the 32. Was that 26? Yeah, 3rd down and 26. They're saying in-house 3rd and 28. I'm not sure if their math is right or if mine is, but either way, they got to go a long way, and I'm not sure an option pitch is going to do it. Not with that defense. Nope. Carter all over it, and Hutch will have to punt it.
Absolutely. I'm not sure, you know, what the idea was right there on that play on the 3rd down and a mile. And I mean,
other than maybe just to be safe.
Yeah, definitely so, to be safe. I mean, for sure. And you know, you kind of have this crowd kind of, you know, shouting their complaints about it as well. But I mean, again, like you said, Mike, to be safe on the 3rd down and long like that, I mean, you always safe for the run. You know, to put your defense back on the field and you know, give your punting unit to flip the field, so to speak. So. You know, but a great job by this Carter defense of getting off the field again and creating more opportunities for their offense.
So on a cold night where snaps have been dicey, this one's a good one, but the punt is blocked. Aaron Morgan's punt is blocked. Carter scoops it up at the 24-yard line. They're slung out of bounds at the 20, but another big special teams play. This one comes from the Carter Cowboys, and it's 1st and 10, Carter at the 21.
Major play. And I mean, I don't know if we could get the very start of that play, but you kind of see him creep down there on the edge right there, and he's just using all speed to get to the punter. I mean, Mike, when I saw him creep down to the line of scrimmage, my eyes immediately locked on him. I said, he's either going to block this punt or he's going to get a roughing the kicker. And it came up huge for the Carter offense right here to start right here inside the 25.
Jaquavian Vincent, an all-district kid a year ago with the blocked punt, and sets up Carter in great position. Now Carter's got Davion Dawson, their other backup quarterback, on the field. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, and it will be 2nd down. So we'll see if Dawson can maybe have a bit more luck than William Young did in his couple of snaps replacing Case Williams. Dawson running the option, getting to the outside. That'll make it 3rd down and short here. If you're just joining us, Case Williams, the star quarterback for Carter, their 3-year starter, has had a fantastic season to this point, but went down hurt on the previous Carter series. And what was perhaps most concerning was he went down having not been contacted. Carter fumbled the snap on the next play as William Young lost the football on a low snap. Now it's Davion Dawson on the football field playing quarterback for Carter as they face 3rd down and 3. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Carter down by 2, trying to find a lead-taking score here. Dawson trying to get to the outside. He's chased down from behind, and it will be 4th down and long.
Big play right there by Michael Evans of just coming off the edge and getting to the ball, Mike. And again, we've seen time and time again where these defenders are going for the ball, Mike. They have the right idea, the right mentality to take the ball away and give it back to their respective offenses. So great job, great stop right there for the Eagle defense on 3rd down. And, I mean, it seems as Carter's going to keep their offense on the field.
Yeah, from here it would be a 35-yard field goal. Carter eschewing that and going forward on 4th down and 7. Dawson at a shotgun, rolling right, looking over the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Wilmer-Hutchins. The Eagles defense comes up with a huge play. The interception made by Kendall Washington, who's had a huge night.
Kendall Washington. I mean, I'm not sure if great celebration right there on the sideline, getting this crowd going. But this kid has been around the football the entire game, Mike. I mean, we saw him recover several fumbles, scored a touchdown off a high snap earlier in the game, and then coming up with a huge interception right there on 4th down to absolutely keep the momentum for this Hutchins team. So these guys are playing some football out here tonight, Mike.
Kendall Washington recovered a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown in the first half. Now an interception on 4th down and 7. A massive night for this kid, and that sets up Hutch back with the football. 8 minutes to play here now in the 4th quarter, and they lead it by 2. And now it's 4-minute offense time if you're the Hutch Eagles, just trying to grind clock.
Absolutely. It's definitely in their best favor to grind the clock out. But, you know, you got to be smart with that, Mike, because sometimes it can come back to hurt you, kind of playing it safe. And so it'll be very interesting to see what this Hutchins offense will, you know, decide to do right here on this drive.
2nd down and 11 after the short loss. Handoff up the middle, big hole. Fighting forward for several yards is Nathaniel Wright. That'll make 3rd down a bit more manageable. Give him a gain of 7. It'll be 3rd and 4. Again, folks, please share this stream around. Let your friends and family know we got a 2-point game in the 4th quarter, midway through the 4th. There's a game worth tuning in for right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. 3rd down and 4 for Hutch. Carter trying to get the football back after the turnover on their last possession. Henderson letting time run off that play clock before he hands it off here. Monroe trying to fight forward, but nowhere for him to go. Beg your pardon, it was Wright with the carry once again. And again, Carter's defense up to the task. They push him back, and it looks like Hutch will have to punt again.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to chew some of that clock down, Mike, and you know, we kind of mentioned before how that could, you know, come back to hurt you in a close ball game like this. You know, Carter's only down 2 points, and so you got to kind of keep your foot on the gas if you're Hutchins right here to, you know, keep your guys mentally in the game and not, you know, think that it's over and it's a lot of time left on this clock for Carter to come back and take the lead. So, you know, we will see if, you know, what Carter decides to do with the ball.
Punt goes through the hands, but it is pounced on by Charles Washington. It has been a dicey night for special teams on both ends.
Yeah.
But Washington able to jump back on top of it, and it will stay Cowboy football. right through his hands as he had a defender right in his face and was probably thinking about that, John, more than he was thinking about squeezing the football. And frankly, he's lucky to get away with that one.
Absolutely. That is a very nerve-wracking feeling right there, Mike, trying to field a punt with a guy right in front of you. I'm not sure whether to secure it or take a big hit.
Case Williams, the Carter quarterback, standing on the sideline, walking around with his helmet in his hand. He was close enough to the huddle that I thought maybe he was about to walk back out on the football field, but he's not. And this time it'll be William Young to play quarterback for this series for the Carter Cowboys. I've seen a couple of comments in the I saw one person say that Case Williams is going to have to be Iron Man to get back out on the football field and play the finish of this football game. He certainly looks to be itching to get back on the field, but I don't know if the Cowboys coaches are going to allow him to do so. 5:42 in the fourth, and his team trails by 2. And it's Young, the backup, to hand it off. And nowhere for him to go. As into the pile went Javon Jackson. And this is the problem without Case Williams, your 3-year starter at quarterback.
Yeah.
What offense do you have? And as I say that, here comes Case Williams back on the football field. You certainly hope whatever it is that is ailing him is not too serious. The fact that they're allowing him to come back on the field leads you to believe that he's at least okay enough to play these final 5 minutes. 2nd down and 11, Williams over the middle, in and out of the hands of Brandon Jones, also nearly intercepted.
Yeah, I'm not sure which fan it was in the comment section to ask for Iron Man, but you definitely got what you wish for with Case Williams come back in the game and giving this receiver a great chance right there to make an easy catch. Well, I won't say an easy catch, a catch in traffic, I should say, to come up with a good grab on 2nd down. But here we are, 3rd and 10. An absolute chance to get the 1st down.
Swinging it near side for Jones. Can he get enough blocking to get the sticks? He's got it at a 1st down. And I think one thing that I've noticed here on the first 2 plays since Case Williams has come back on the football field, he's not moving.
Yeah.
I think he is going to stand where he is in the pocket and try and deliver the football. And that is it. It is going to be incumbent upon the front 5 for this Carter offensive line to keep him protected and give him enough time to throw the football down the field. It does not look like there's much mobility right now for Case Williams, the senior starter for the Carter Cowboys. Over the middle, right on target and dropped. Would have been a tough catch, to be fair to Edward Robinson here, but this was beautifully delivered by Williams, and he just couldn't quite haul it in. I think it may have been tipped, too.
Yeah. Slightly tipped right there by Monroe. Not surprised by that young man. He's been making plays on, both sides of the ball and showing his presence. But like you mentioned with Case, I mean, delivered a strike with pressure in his face. That's what a 3-year starter can do for you.
Williams, right side, in and out of the hands of Red Moomin Walker. Beg your pardon, it's Keandre Choice, the intended target. And it will be 3rd down and 10 once again.
I mean, I got to give it to him, Mike. I mean, coming back into this ball game, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of heart, and Case definitely has both of those. And, I mean, he's giving his receivers opportunities, Mike. I mean, it can't get any easier than that.
3rd down and 10 for Williams and company. I love the comment here from El Haney, said he's on his Byron Leftwich right now trying to make something happen. Taken down in the backfield as he tried to swing it on the near side for Edward Robinson, and he's slow to get back to his feet. He is getting back to his feet, but slowly. Case Williams is battling right now just to be on the football field. Clean play in the backfield. Let's make sure to note that first. There was nothing dirty about that play in any way, shape, or form. But Case Williams is hurt right now. And I remember, you go back to your playing days, and I always remember coaches saying, hey, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. You need to know if you're injured, don't go on the football field.
Yeah.
If you're hurt, there's at least the question of, can you play through this, can you not?
Yeah.
Clearly, Case Williams has decided, I'm hurt, but I'm okay enough to go out there and play, and he is battling right now to try and win this football game for his team. They're not able to convert, though, there on 3rd down and 10, and they're going to have to punt it away. 4:27 on the clock, Carter with 2 timeouts left, and they're going to choose to punt it away here and try and get their defense to give them the football back. High snap and a punt that They should have gone for it anyway. This punt's going to be all of 3 yards. The snap was high for Brandon Jones, and he was just trying to do anything to get the punt off, and he just didn't get his full foot on it. And it's down at the 42-yard line in Carter territory, and Wilmer-Hutchins will take over there. Special teams have been an adventure tonight in so many different ways. And again, it comes back to bite Carter this time. Both teams have had issues with it. This time, though, it sets up Hutch in Carter territory.
Absolutely, Mike. We have seen some very strange things from the special team units of both teams, but, these teams are finding a way to make it work between snaps and fumbles and some very, unlikely plays.
That play was almost a disaster in the backfield as the snap again. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That was an opportunity. Now, to be fair here, I don't think that there was any way realistically for Ja'Cory Duncan to even see that football, but if he did, he could have picked off the pitch back to, looked like it went back to Nathaniel Wright as the snap was muffed by Andre Henderson. It all goes down as a 2-yard loss, and it will be 2nd and 12 as the clock continues to tick here. Under 10 on the play clock, and Hutch has not broken the huddle. They may have to spend a timeout here. And it appears they will. That is their 2nd timeout of the half. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play, 4th quarter. Hutch with a 2-point lead. The number 7 team in North Texas in 4A, leading the number 5 team in North Texas in 5A, the Carter Cowboys, 30-28. Two teams that are 3-0 to start the season. Both of them 2-0 in district play, District 8 4A Division I, the only 2 remaining undefeated teams in District 8 4A Division I. The winner of this game very much in the driver's seat, John Diarse, to win a district championship. And that matters, by the way, because District 8 4A Division I in the first round of the playoffs plays District 7 4A Division I, which is a ridiculously talented district. The top 3 teams in that district, the number 1 team in the state in 4A, Argyle, and 2 other ranked teams in 4A, Paris and Melissa. You want to avoid those 3 teams at all costs. So getting the number 1 seed out of District 8, you want that big time. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we talked about it before the game, how this would be a grudge match between the 2. And it definitely seems as Hutch, has an opportunity to close this ball game and avoid that first round, powerhouse-packed district. And so, like we mentioned before, Mike, I mean, these 2 teams are definitely slugging it out, and we've definitely seen some strange things here tonight. And but again, that's just a testament of how hard these kids are playing day in and day out, week in and week out. And so. Tonight, it seems as if things have kind of rolled Hutchins' way, but we still, have 3 minutes left in the ball game to see what's going to be, the final, result.
Big play here, certainly for the Carter defense. 3rd down and 12 for Hutch. Henderson will let the play clock wind all the way down to 2 to 1. Finally takes the snap. Hands off for Nathaniel Wright, trying to get the corner. Nathaniel Wright stood up after a gain of a couple, was able to break through another tackle, and did he run out of bounds, I wonder? And there are 2 players down from Carter behind the play, as 2 players tripped each other up, and I believe those are the 2 players that are down. And you wonder, if he stepped out of bounds, that should stop the clock. Now, obviously, the injury timeout will stop the clock anyway. But perhaps a mistake there from Nathaniel Wright to go out of bounds, and they won't be able to wind the clock as they resume play here after these injuries. It is Kobe Rivers finally getting to his feet. He and Ja'Cory Duncan got tangled up behind the play, and both of them were down momentarily. Duncan got up a little bit quicker than Rivers did, but now both on their feet. And it looks like Duncan will come back. At least he tried to come back out on the football field. I think the officials are telling him that because he went down, he can't come back on either. 4th down and 6 now for the Hutch offense, and it looks like they will indeed punt the football away, leading by 2. 2:36 on the clock. Carter with 2 timeouts remaining. Hutch with just 1. And now Carter's going to have to burn a timeout. I would have sworn that he went out of bounds. Maybe we can re-cue that third down play one more time. It certainly appeared to me, and watch this back one more time as Nathaniel Wright carried it off the left side. It certainly looked like he went down out of bounds. I wonder if we'll catch the signal from the official after the play as well.
Yeah, clearly out of bounds.
He certainly stepped out of bounds. He never went down. So that would certainly appear to me that the clock should have stopped. We didn't get to see whether the official waved his hands above his head or if he wound the clock as that play came to a close. That wasn't in the frame, unfortunately, at that point. But I'm a little surprised that Carter had to burn their second time out there. You certainly would have thought the clock should have stayed stopped as they resumed play after the injury timeout. Either way, Hutch will have to punt it away, but that does change the math a little bit. 2:36 and one timeout is definitely a different circumstance here now for the Carter Cowboys.
Yeah, and I mean, right here the Eagles are deciding to keep their offense on the field. And so, you know, a huge fourth down play right here if Carter can get off the field.
Henderson with a gutsy decision here from Hutch to go for it. Pressure in his face, throws downfield, and it's incomplete. He had Jalen Moore, but he couldn't squeeze it, bobbled it on his way out of bounds, and it's Carter football. And that probably just gave Carter 25, 30 yards possibly if they had punted it away. A gutsy decision from Elsie Barnett, but it comes up empty. And now Carter takes it back. 2:28 to play, one timeout, and they've got the ball at their own 39-yard line. Yeah,
definitely a gutsy call right there. But, I mean, they're confident in their offense. They have, you know, had success in the passing game this year. And so, you know, it's very interesting, that play call. But we've seen stranger things happen in this ball game, Mike.
And it is Case Williams that comes back out on the football field to lead his team. Swings it out on the right-hand side. Little screen play hookup for Brandon Jones. And he's close to first down yardage. He does indeed have just enough for the first down. 2:17, clock holds. Swing it right-hand side, complete again for Brandon Jones inside the 40-yard line, and two very good plays to start this drive. And the Carter Cowboys have 1st and 10 at the 37.
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, you got to give it up to this kid, Case Williams. I mean, this is the example of what a leader is, folks, if you're still tuned in with us. I mean, this kid is, you know, unable to move, and he's, you know, still in the ball game trying to make a play right there, finding his running back.
And Javon Jackson's got some running room, steps through a tackle inside the 30. Javon Jackson inside the 20.
Here they go, Mike. They're absolutely giving themselves a chance to win this ball game. And, I mean, as immobile as Case Williams is, he finds his man Jackson in the backfield right there and just kind of dumps it off to him. And Jackson takes it for a huge, you know, 20, 25-yard gain right there, Mike.
All the way down to the 18-yard line, 1st and 10 Carter. Spencer Gilbert said to me earlier this week, Case Williams is unquestionably the leader of this football team, especially in big spots like this. Led him back against Kimball, and now the carry here for Jackson down to the 15, give him 3 on the play. But they took the ball back with 2:28 in the fourth, 3 big plays, I should say now, to get down inside the 20-yard line. Case Williams unflappable even while playing when he's hurt, leading his team into scoring position here. 80 seconds to play in the fourth, and it's 2nd down and 8. Williams looking right. Just too far to the inside and incomplete, trying to find Keandre Choice.
Yeah, that is huge right there, Mike. I mean, he's definitely been having success in the passing game, and right there just led a little bit too much. And, I mean, I'm sure Choice would have much rather caught that ball. But I know at the same token he definitely wanted to avoid a big shot that he was going to take. But, I mean, again, Case Williams is, you know, such a class act in showing his leadership right here and battling out the rest of this ball game.
1:11 to play in the fourth, 6th play of the possession. They throw it near side for Jones, complete, trying to fight his way forward. He's going to be short of the line to gain. It's going to be 4th down for Carter.
Mike, I mean, this next play right here on 4th down could be the telltale of it all. I mean, you got to think that Coach Orr and Coach Gilbert over there on the Carter sideline have something dialed up to pick up this 4th and 6 to make this ball game right.
4th down and 6, 45 seconds to play in the 4th, and now Carter will use the one timeout they had remaining. 30-28 our score. Hutch with a 2-point lead in what is effectively the District 8-4A Division I championship game. The winner of this game certainly is in the driver's seat at minimum to win a district championship this year here in 2020. Hutch with this 30-28 lead off the Henderson to Corey Ivy touchdown pass late in the 3rd quarter. We've played through the 4th here scoreless in what has been a wild back-and-forth football game. Carter led early 8-0. Hutch came back and scored 2 quick touchdowns in 24 seconds to lead 14-8. A muffed punt returned for a touchdown by Carter to make it 14-all. Billy Monroe with a touchdown run to give Wilmer-Hutchins a 21-14 lead. Then they added a safety off a bizarre sequence to lead 23-14 at halftime. 2 quick scores from Carter to start the 3rd quarter to build a 28-23 lead, but Hutch answered back with the Henderson to Ivy touchdown pass. They lead at 30-28 on the strength of that, but here's Carter driving down the field, the 7th play of the drive. They took it over with 2:28 in the 4th. 45 seconds remain now, and it's 4th and 6 out of the timeout. 3 wides to the right, and he throws it in that direction into the end zone. He caught it.
It is caught for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Keandre Choice. Carter takes the lead with 40 seconds to play.
Phenomenal catch right there by Keandre Choice. I mean, right here, Case throwing it off his back leg, and Choice just, tracking the ball and making an acrobatic catch in traffic. And again, he tried to hook up with him earlier this drive about 2 plays ago, but again, right here, just a great job of giving his man a chance to catch this ball in Case Williams, and great job of Keandre Choice of coming up with a huge touchdown right here to give themselves a chance to win this ball game, Mike. It has been a crazy back-and-forth lead change this entire ball game.
So it's 34-30. They did throw a flag after the play. It was actually against Hutch. I saw one of the Wilmer-Hutchins players kind of take his helmet off, and I don't know if he spiked it or just kind of threw it, but was just frustrated with the end result of that play. That was the flag, so that'll be on the kickoff that they assess that 15-yard penalty. It looks like Carter's going to go for it here to establish a 6-point lead with 39 seconds to play, just to force Hutch to have to convert on the PAT if they're able to come up with a miracle here in the final 39 seconds. So they'll try and establish a 6-point lead here, but Case Williams leading his team down the field, 7 plays, 61 yards, and a $151 to take the lead, and now they try to add 2 more to it. Williams, he cannot move, throws it into the end zone for Jones, and it's knocked away, and it will stay 34-30 off the Williams to Keandre Choice touchdown pass.
You gotta take your hats off to this kid. He's getting greeted by his teammates from the sideline, and they're just giving him some love, man. Because he has battled. This entire game, Mike.
Look at him being carried to the sideline practically by Jalen Shields, his center.
Yeah.
What a gutty performance from Case Williams, the starting quarterback for the Carter Cowboys.
Yeah, man. Just, again, class act leader. He is an exceptional leader, according to his head coach Gilbert. And, again, he's just showing it, Mike. He's just battling. I know a fan mentioned in the comments about an Iron Man, and, you called it on cue. Iron Man definitely showed up, put his suit on, and went to work. And so great job by Case Williams of leading his team down to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter with, 39 seconds left in this ball game.
Unbelievable what we just saw Case Williams and the Carter offense do. Down by 2 when they get the football back with 2:28 to play, only 1 timeout to work with. Williams hooks up with Brandon Jones multiple times on the drive and leads his football team down the field. Injured, hurt, take your pick. Somewhere in between, probably.
Yeah.
Hobbled at minimum, can hardly move, but able to do enough to at least step up in the pocket and deliver the football. His arm worked just fine on that drive.
Yeah.
And did enough to lead his team down the field. 7 plays, 61 yards, and a $151. And Carter leads it with 39 seconds to play. Now off the kickoff, it's Monroe fielding the kick and taking it back to the 25.
Well, Carter came up with the ball right there, Mike, so I'm not sure if they
I think it was after the play. It looks like they ruled him down, yeah.
But, again, like you mentioned, Mike, I mean, Case has just been playing his heart out and leading his team to take the lead here late in the fourth. And the Eagles have a chance right here, Mike, to
they need a miracle.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do.
They've got some time to work with here. 32 seconds. Hutch does have one timeout remaining. And, again, the clock does stop with every first down until they have set the sticks. So it's not over yet. Andre Henderson and company do have some time here to perhaps come up with a miracle. But if they pull it off, it will be a miracle. Ball on the deck. Henderson able to scoop it up and throws it to the near side. Frankly, that being an incomplete pass is not a bad thing for Hutch.
Yeah.
Hit the reset button and try again here on 2nd down and 10. That was almost a disaster in the end of the football game for Hutch.
I mean, the ball kind of hung for a while, Mike. I mean, I thought, Samaj Mason may have come up with a pick right there, but, I mean, just a luck by the football guys of the ball falling out of bounds for an incomplete pass and stopping the clock.
2nd down and 10. Henderson with 26 seconds to play. Fires over the middle, in and out of the hands of Wright, who took a big hit. Down to 20 seconds to play as there's multiple players down in the backfield after the play. 20 seconds left. It'll be 3rd and 10. And there is a flag down after all of that. It was in the vicinity of what you thought might be a roughing the passer penalty. Let's see if you can see the tail end of the play. He did get kind of crunched by 2 defenders. So that'll bring the ball out to the 42-yard line. And a fresh set of downs here for Hutch. 20 seconds to play with, still the one timeout to work with. But they are 58 yards away from a lead-taking score. Henderson trying to find somewhere to go with the football. Again, tries to go to right, and it's incomplete. Hutch has got to go down the field with the football. These check downs are not going to do it with so little time on the clock.
Absolutely. They're going to have to take a shot, Mike. I mean, especially here on 3rd down. I mean, they got 2 downs. So we've definitely seen some strange, unlikely thing happen in this ball game tonight, Mike. So, all hope is not lost with 12 seconds left. I mean, they absolutely have a chance for a miracle to happen, but they have to take a shot down the field, even if he just drops it back and chunks it 30 yards. I mean, you got to give yourself a chance here.
12 seconds to play with. High snap again, but he's able to corral it. Throws over the middle and incomplete. It was too tall for his intended target, and now this figures to be, potentially anyway, the final play of the game. 7 seconds left. You could theoretically get 2 snaps off, but Hutch is going to call timeout here. And the coaching staff trying to corral Andre Henderson, who's understandably frustrated. I mean, this has been just a wild football game, an emotional football game. These are 2 teams that know each other well. Bragging rights are absolutely on the line. I mean, just to give you an idea of how much these 2 teams are kind of chatting back and forth on social media over the course of these couple of days leading up to the game, it was showing up in my mentions on social media, the way these kids were kind of trash-talking back and forth. They were ready for this football game. Yeah. Both teams were, and it's shown tonight. They have put on a show. Both of these, whether Hutch is able to come back and pull off a miracle or not, both of these teams deserve a ton of credit for the game that they played tonight. They put on an absolute show, back and forth as much as you could ever ask for out of a football game. Entertainment galore. Yeah. It's a shame that one of these 2 teams has to lose this game tonight. But again, with all of the buildup, with all of the emotion, and with as back and forth as this game has been, you can understand Andre Henderson being frustrated, being despondent right now after they gave up the lead here late, under a minute to play. But you got to keep your head in it. You got to stay focused on, hey, there's still time on the clock. Keep playing these final 7 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they absolutely have a chance to serve themselves a miracle.
Heaving it down the left sideline into double coverage, and it's picked off. As the final gun sounds, Carter ends it with the interception, and what a win for the Cowboys as they stay unbeaten with a 34-30 come-from-behind win over Hutch. You cannot ask for a better football game than what we saw tonight between these two teams, and what a performance from Case Williams. 3 touchdown passes, a touchdown run as well, and the final touchdown pass came battling through an injury, leading his team down the field in the final 2 minutes to win it with 39 seconds to play.
Mr. Iron Man himself, Mike, I mean, coming back in between hurt and injured, I mean, really don't know what it was. I mean, we got a little inside scoop and saying that, you know, he came into the game with a little bit of a nick and injury. But, you know, again, I mean, he came out and battled. He came out and battled and won this ball game for his team and showed his capabilities of why he is such a phenomenal leader for this Dallas Carter football team. And so, but again, great job by both teams tonight, Mike.
I'm just astounded by what we saw Case Williams do tonight. And there he is right there walking over to perhaps say a final word to some of the guys from Hutch and show a little respect between the two quarterbacks. Love to see that moment right there between Case Williams and Andre Henderson. What a battle tonight between these two football teams. But that young man right there wearing number 1 in white did some really special things tonight.
Yeah.
He did some special things before the injury, there's no doubt. He was running all over the field, making plays in a lot of different ways. But what he did in that fourth quarter, coming back on the field after he had left the game hurt and coming back to lead his team down the field in a situation where he was only able to just kind of hobble around, really, really impressive fight from Case Williams and company to come back and get this win, 34-30.
Yeah, again, I mean, you got to give your hats off to this young man. He has absolutely exemplify why he's able to lead this Carter football team the way that he is and playing his heart out tonight, Mike. I mean, it's been several times where he's been on the sideline and he just kind of had to kind of lay out and just let all his exhaustion out and try to find something deep down inside to pull out this ball game. And he absolutely did, Mike. I mean, he showed every bit of ounce of fight tonight and pull this ball game out for this Carter team to come back and win this game.
You knew this was going to come up.
Yep.
And it sure as heck is in the comments right now on our YouTube feed. The muffed punt that was returned for a touchdown by Carter that should not have been a touchdown. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people saying here that the real final score should have been 30-27. I'm not sure that is quite fair to say because it still would have been Carter ball, and there's nothing to say that Carter wouldn't have potentially driven down the field and scored that touchdown anyway.
Agreed.
But there's also nothing to say that they absolutely would have either. It makes an impact in the game, there's no doubt. Yeah. I don't know if you can definitively say, oh, Hutch would have won if they didn't rule it that way. But there is certainly that question mark that is left. I mean, there is no true definitive answer here as to what would have happened if that play were correctly called. Ultimately, frankly, it doesn't matter. It was called the way that it was called. There's no going back on that now. The final score, when people look back at this game 15 years from now on Max Preps, they're going to see 34-30 Carter, and that's it.
Absolutely.
There is no changing that. Yeah. But it is fair to bring it up because that does change in some way. We're not entirely sure exactly how, but it somehow changes this football game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a big play for sure. But again, like we alluded to, it would have been Carter's ball. Despite, a terrible play, it would have been Carter's ball anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, very well could have scored, just like they've done tonight multiple times. So, I mean, it could have been a game-changing play for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, the final score, when we look back at it, it's going to always be 34-30. And, I mean, Carter pulled it out in a win tonight and led by Case Williams, as we can see here on the screen. I mean, this kid played his heart out. He absolutely did everything that he possibly could to give his team a win tonight, and he definitely pulled it out. So great job by that team.
The Carter Cowboys improved to 4-0 on the year. Wilmer-Hutchins falls to 3-1 on the season. these two teams going forward. Now, Hutch has got a tough game coming up 7 days from today against Lincoln, who is arguably the second or third best team in this district, I think, based on what we've seen the last 2 weeks in Carter's matchups with Lincoln and Hutch. If you want to play the transitive property game, I think that Hutch may be a little bit better team, but it should be a really good fight next week between Hutch and Lincoln. Carter, meanwhile, has a little bit of an easier run the final 2 weeks of the season against Pinkston and Roosevelt, a team that, teams that they should beat. Carter should run through the season now 6-0 and go into the playoffs undefeated. But again, this is a team that's only going to get 6 regular season games at maximum, and that's if, knock on wood, nothing goes wrong from a COVID perspective for any of these programs the final couple weeks of the season. But they should, theoretically, go into the playoffs 6-0, and with the leadership of this young man, who knows what Carter could make happen in the postseason. Yeah. I'm endlessly impressed with what Case Williams did tonight, battling through injury and leading his team to the win.
Yeah, I mean, just again, time and time again, he found something deep down inside Mike and allowed himself to go back out there. I mean, the last drive, Mike, I mean, we said it multiple times. He couldn't even move in the pocket. I mean, everything was thrown off his back leg, but still, putting the ball in spots where his receivers could make it play. And much credit to Keandre Choice of coming up with a huge catch to secure the win right there, acrobatical in traffic. It's something that there we go. There we have it right there. I mean, that's not easy, folks. That catch there is not easy by any means at all. And he absolutely wanted that catch because earlier in that drive, Case Williams tried to get it to him, and it is just a little too hot and a little too late. Keandre would have had to take a huge hit across the middle, but there he showed up for his team. He made a great catch in the end zone and, won this game for his team. So, I mean, much credit to this Carter team for just finding ways, despite all of the mistakes that they made this game. They found ways to pull it out.
How about this? Keandre Choice, on the season now, has made 3 catches, 2 of them for touchdowns, including the game winner tonight. Not a bad stat line for the junior wide receiver, who is becoming a bigger and bigger piece of this team as he continues through his Carter Cowboy career. He'll be remembered for that one, if nothing else. Yeah. That catch was a big, big play for this Carter Cowboys program as they move to 4-0 on the season. Next week on Friday Night Football, we are back here in Dallas County up at Kincaid Stadium. South Oak Cliff hosts Poteet, 2 of the best teams in that district, maybe the 2 best teams in that district, but Poteet looking for the upset. Sock is definitely the clear favorite in that district. Poteet's going to have to jump up and surprise them next week. We'll see if they can do so. 7:30 Friday night right here on the WFA YouTube channel. John, your final thoughts from what was a wild football game here in South Dallas. Hutch and Carter, Cowboys with a 34-30 win in the final minute. It was a blast.
Yeah. I mean, from the start of the game to the finish, Mike, I mean, we definitely saw some strange things, but I mean, again, just, hats off to all of these kids. I mean, they all played each other growing up through Pee Wee up into high school now. And, we knew at some point in this game it was going to get very competitive, a lot of high emotions, a lot of high intention going into this game. So, just, again, we saw some very strange plays, to say the least. But, again, that's what you expect. I mean, it's high school football, the first cold night in October, so you never really know what you might get. And, again, just a phenomenal ball game from both teams tonight. Gave us everything that we asked for.
When it's all said and done, it's a 34-30 Carter win as the Cowboys improve to 4-0 on the year. Hutch falls to 3-1. Our thanks to Coach Spencer Gilbert and Coach Elsie Barnett for being so generous with their time and information about their 2 teams over the course of this week, and also to the athletic director of DISD, Sylvia Salinas, and the athletic coordinator for Carter, Harold Jones, Elsie Barnett, the athletic coordinator at Wilmer-Hutchins. Without their help and support, frankly, this broadcast is not possible. Our photographer tonight is Jason Edwards. Our director is Clay Marshall. Our digital coordinator is Nick Blackhall. And our technical director is Don Hazen. The executive producer of Friday Night Football is Sean Hamilton. For John Diar's here with me in South Dallas, I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for watching Friday Night Football tonight. Join us next week as we head to Kincaid Stadium for a battle between South Oak Cliff and Mesquite Poteet. Thanks for watching Friday Night Football, everyone. Good night from Eagle Stadium.